I'm Jonny Lieberman, and you're watching LNP. What does LNP stand for?
Late Night Playset.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I've been on there. Yeah, it's a good show. You should like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
You trimmed your beard. You look great. And he did a shave. Everybody looks great. What's up, Rose? Must be here. Beautiful. Hi, what's up, dude? What's up, Gus? Tommy. Hey, how are you? Good, how are you? Nice. Good morning. Hopefully we'll get the timing better when we have a real theme song. Yay! Oh, that looks okay. Yay! Hey, everybody. Like. Oh, and I'll give, look at that. You're missing all this, so I'll give this to you. Sure. Look at that. It's Christmas time is here. La 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 la. It's a winter wonderland in here. Yeah. All right, the Andrew Levitt has a great Gary story for us. All right, Andrew Levitt, let's get the show started first, bud. Here, I'll turn the bubbles off. I'll turn the cameras on. I'll turn the echo off. I'll say hello to everybody. Hello, everybody. I should say it. Hello, everybody. Hello. Is this the airport, Clark? Don't throw me down, Clark.
God, I love that movie. Betty Boop, right?
It is. It's Aunt Bethany, of course, from... Oh, gee whiz. Sorry, guys. From Christmas Story. Christmas Vacation. It's Aunt Bethany from Christmas Vacation, but she's the actress who voiced Betty Boop. Or if you're younger than Betty Boop, but you're still alive. I don't know. I was going to say, if you know Roger Rabbit, she was the black and white cartoon. If you don't know Betty Boop as the cartoon character, but you remember Roger Rabbit. Work's been kind of slow since cartoons went to color. Boop, boopy doop, boop. All right, here we go. Let's see. Everyone's talking already. Everyone is jamming. Holy crow, I missed a lot of shit. Hey, Manuel is here. Kayla Marzo, Corey Sabia, West Coast Live, Luke Ferrara, BJJ, Los Tres Pegados, that's Billy, we know that now. The Andrew Levitt has a great Gary Shandling story for us. Welcome. By the way, good evening. My name is Jay Ryan. This over here is Nicole Ryan. We are the Ryans. This is Late Night Playset. And you are tuning in on a great night. We're gonna. If it seems like we're going a little slow, it's perhaps because we are. Our guest, who is going to be here tonight, just left his shoot that he was doing in El Segundo, and he's on his way here now. So this is going to be a testament to LA traffic, and see how far it takes, or how long it takes to get from El Segundo to our studio here in Universal City. Should be good. He was predicting around 6, and I thought maybe a little bit before that, but he left a little after 5, so now I'm thinking it'll probably be right around 6. We'll
Good
see.
idea.
We'll see what happens. I told him, I was like, if this is too much, don't even worry about it. Like, we'll reschedule. I mean, like, that's why we're live. We kind of roll with the punches. It's kind of fun, you know. Like, Johnny might be here, he might not be here. We don't know. And look at this, by the way. I started the show with my right glasses because I'm learning.
Yay.
Manuel says, I need this show to feature 20% more bubbles than usual. I think we can accommodate. Allow me to push the button over here. And we'll go to this shot for the other one. Yep, there they are. How's that? All right. At least 20% more. I think 20% is low. I think we should go for more than that, especially since we're killing time today. And if there are any requests for smoke, by all means, radioactive steam from the radioactive steam button here. Okay, meteor shower tonight in Los Angeles. Now that's an interesting button. If we could have a meteor shower button, that would be great.
That'd be
out your
really
window
cool.
there. Here, let me see if this will be the play with the train set night. Let's see, put this one here. Yeah, if we could do like a meteor shower out there. Well, we already kind of have stars and stuff. I guess all of a sudden this isn't that hard to conquer, is it? We're already projecting stars and stuff and moving clouds up there, which you can bear. It's very faint. That's a hell of an idea. It's going to take an hour at least. Yeah, Manuel Carrillo, you know, because not only the song. Oh, look, Billy said it. He beat me to it. Thank goodness I didn't have to say it. I left my wallet in. It's going to take at least an hour. You know, because you live down there. Gil Evans is here. Hello, Gil. Gil, it was a pleasure with you driving with us the other day. I'm sorry if we were holding you up. As you all know, Yellow Car was limping at best. Yellow Car is done for right now. Yellow Car is parked. I have to bring it over to TLG. There will be no more driving on the current Yellow Car. We have exhausted it. But the good news is we'll talk about Radford Motors in a little bit, and we'll talk about the car we'll be driving in the meantime. While Yellow Car is under the knife. The problem with all of this all would have been solved a month or more ago, except that we're still waiting for the Bilstein coilovers from Bilstein. Yes. It's Nicole, just play along, Ryan. That was awesome. Still?
There's things I know and there's things I don't. I didn't know that.
I thought you were just playing into it. I thought that was great.
I wish I was that good.
And the Stiglet is not here tonight, everybody. The Stiglet went on a family vacation, a summer vacation over the weekend, and I think they're back today or tomorrow. He will be back with us on Thursday. So we miss you, Stiglet. Love to the Stiglet. And the Stiglet family, obviously. Hopefully I don't have a bad connection or a girl tries to FaceTime me again. Wow. Oh, that's right. Mr. Nautis couldn't watch the show the other day when we were talking about him because... Mr. Nautis, it's kind of funny. I have a draft in my phone of something I need to send to you, but I don't know when I don't know when I'm gonna need that favor. I thought to myself, well, here, I'll just lay it out for you. I'm gonna need to get a car from Orange County, a press car, but whatever. It doesn't matter. We'll talk about it later. It's pretty funny though. I realized everyone else is gonna get bored by this. But anyway, it's great to see you here, and I'm sorry that you missed the show the other day because you were texting with a girl or something. Can't wait to hear about your Saturday, guys. Oh, man, Saturday was fun, Carissable. What do you want to know? Let's talk about it. All right, so the only agenda. Jonny Lieberman's going to be here in a little bit, or a long bit, but we're going to be live with you until he gets here. We are going to be, if there are text updates, if there are Waze updates or anything like that, we're going to bring them to you here live. Been a while since I've seen 30-plus peeps on the live. Oh, wow, look at that. Yeah, you're right. How about that? Hey, everybody. Good to see you. Son of a gun. So it's Jonny Lieberman, and until then, we're going to be talking about the Radford Motors launch the other day, which was spectacular, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Pagani Huayra since we spent the weekend with it ancillarily because Johnny brought it up to Breakfast Club on Friday and then Malibu on Sunday. Stiglet, I'll be back on Thursday. Yes, sir. We look forward to it. Hello to the fam. Pete says, I had to go directly to Germany for my rear Bilstein HDB6 shocks. All right. Well, the issue with ours is they've been on a boat. You mean you went to Germany to get them? And now that is impressive, if that's what you did. I mean, that is a hell of a story.
Yeah.
You got me beat there. Oh, Manuel Carrillo, you're so awesome. What? Now you're out of town. I just watched your thing today. You put up some posts. You're in Vegas driving the new Corvette, right? The new Corvette hardtop convertible clamshell. I don't know if you still call it a clamshell. It's more like our old the Z4 we had, where it breaks up into a bunch of pieces and folds up in the trunk.
Right.
Just disappears for good like a transformer. Can we strong arm Lieberman into bringing the Pagani every week? That was something. I'm not the type of guy who's into that car, but that was really it was definitely a shiny thing. And shiny things are very easy to avoid when they're not in front of you. But the moment in front of you, they're like, wow, that is a shiny-ass thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It sure is. 3.7 million's worth of shiny. Racing school. So wait, are you at Radford Racing School then? Or are you at, where are you? Oh, no, Radford's in Scottsdale. They're in Arizona. You're in Vegas. We're going to be okay. Oh, no, he didn't go to Germany. No, but you had to contact Germany. Yeah, no. Pete, in case, yeah, we probably didn't talk about this. These aren't bought from someplace. These are sponsored by Bilstein. So Bilstein is sponsoring shocks for yellow car, coilovers for yellow car. But in order to get a pair, they've been on a boat for like, well, it was a month and a half ago we started this whole ordeal, and I chose the ones that we chose because they were already on a boat on the way instead of about to leave. Oh. It was going to be like 2 or 3 weeks earlier. But that was supposed to be a month ago. They were supposed to arrive mid-July. Or ship mid-July, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? A month ago, easily. Yeah. No, I mean, there's not really any way to rush it. I did reach out to Bilstein the other day saying, hey, I just want to give an update to like both the shop and the production team, and they were like, yeah, they were supposed to ship in mid-July. Obviously, that didn't happen. And this is like the head guy. I'm not dealing with just some stooge who like isn't sure. It's as you guys know, with everything, there are holdups at the port. There are holdups with suppliers, although these are already past that because they're already made. But there are holdups all over the joint. It seems to be the import process is what takes a long time now. I think the shipping did take longer than usual, but it seems to be the port at this point, I would guess. There's 3 of us, but we count for like 50. We're usually pretty loud and obnoxious. 2 full days of training. Now, Manuel, did you get sent there by someone, or is this something you chose to do yourself? And forgive me if I interview you during this Talk to You Tuesday. Oh, hey, it's Talk to You Tuesday. And forgive me while I make up your mind for you because I reached out to the Sticky Vape guys saying we're out of Sticky Vape, we need more. So forgive me while I choose for you today the last of the Christian Fletcher Sticky Vapes. Yeah, I'm saying it right.
I will take it gladly. Thanks.
And those guys always take care of us, so we'll get you more. I was like, are you coming up to Breakfast Club, or should I come by the store? Or I had a couple other things I wanted to mention anyway, so it's pretty good. Deal Capitan, Cuba, Ron Bolden, Ellison, BG. So yeah, help yourself to that at any point. And this is the one from the other day if you want that too. It's whatever we opened the other day, TCG. I don't remember what it was, but it was like a...
Tangy one.
That's it. Tangy. That's it. So Tangy, and then what would the CG be? Oh, OG. Oh, it's Tahoe OG. Enjoy that. Sorry. Now I realize it's sort of wiped off because it's been used. Anyway, you get your choices over there.
Thanks.
Tradecraft Tuesday. Shout out to our wonderful friends over at Tradecraft Farms and Sticky Vape. It's the same company, but one is the flower and one is the whatever you call these here, the vape pens. And high quality and highly recommend. Highly. And I have not imbibed. It's her medicine. Covering it for Rob Report. Oh, fantastic. This is the racing school that's offered to owners, so I'm getting an inside look for Rob Report. That is a great idea. Great idea. I may as well tell you, so we're going to have a Lotus Evora press loaner for a week or so while the car's in fact, I don't know. I'll have it for a little bit. I don't know how long we'll have it, but we'll have it for a little bit. Bring it up to Breakfast Club. We'll bring it out on Sunday and stuff. But I wasn't sure about the Evora. I was like, oh man, I don't know if we can accept that because of because of you and your apparatus. And I was looking and I'm Googling the trunk and the whole thing because I remember the previous one was the little 2-seater, the Elise. The Elise and then the Evoque and all those other ones. And it was, there's just 2 seats. So you had to deal with a trunk or a boot. And when I Googled the trunk or boot, I was like, well, that's not going to work. But then I remembered that the Evora is a 2+2, and the 2+2 is completely unusable, but it's the perfect size for your apparatus. So
Great.
the reason I'm bringing this up is when I went to Google it and watched the video to get my answer, who gave it to me but our mutual friend, Lynn Woodward, and the Kelly Blue Book review channel on YouTube. So I love that I get to get this info. My friends are out there doing the stuff. I get to get the information from my friends. Manuel's going to come back and tell us all about that racing school. The Evora GT is fine, but I wanted it to be excellent. Hey, you said that. I haven't gotten it yet. He's like, here's what I think. I know what that's like. Yeah, I know, buddy. I remember the regular Evora, and that's how I felt about it. So having had that experience, I feel like I'm going to dig the GT. I feel like it. But who knows? Who knows? Also, it's a great thing to be able to have access to something like a Lotus Evora while your car's being in service.
Yes, it is.
18 rooms. Dan better have 18 bathrooms as well for no holdups. What's happening? What did I miss here? Professor Plum with the candlestick in the conservatory. Oh, man, I do love a good Clue reference. Nice job, Radford Motors. Thumper, the legend, is back. Oh, no way. Holy crap. He's right. I missed it. Thumper is back. That's what we were all saying last time. If anybody doesn't know what we were talking about, Thumper was sitting on the throne last time, and that was a hell of a thing. Or at least we think it was. We really don't know. Nobody really knows. That was a crazy thing, though, because you can't hang up on somebody. We figured that out, too. Has anyone figured that out? Do you know how to disconnect from a chat? Hope you love it, because I only liked it. I hear you. Manuel Carrillo, did you happen to see the Radford Type 62 Series 2 release? Did you see that? And what do you think? Encino, holy crap, LOL. You think that's something? How about this? This is for my buddy Manuel Carrillo. Up in the percentage here. Yes, sir, Rebob. Yep. It's fun stuff tonight. Flush the phone down the toilet? Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. What's happening now? Whoa, too much stuff. I need to see it in person. I thought you drove it. Oh, what's happening now? Oh, my gosh. This seemed easy a second ago, and then the whole system. What did I do? Reserving judgment until witnessed in person. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. That's fair enough. Oh, man, did I love it in person. I mean, we had the killer vantage point for seeing the reveal, as you saw on Instagram. But it was, yeah, I don't know. I wasn't joking. It's maybe the best looking car I've ever seen. To see it in person, you couldn't make this car at a mainstream level. It's too good. The proportions are right, and all of the heritage design is there, and to have it be there and have the proportions be right, like with all of the other stuff that you have to deal with these days, I just don't think you could do it. I think you could only make it in a small numbers.
It is really pretty.
So good looking, you guys. It looks like a car. It looks like Pixar made it, and that sounds maybe not like a compliment. I mean it in a major complimentary way. I don't know if you know this, but Lightning McQueen, as a car, is not based on a real car. It's not a NASCAR, as you know. It's not any recognized, but it is an amalgamation of many real cars, including Porsche, and that's what I felt this Type 62 Series 2 looked like to me. It was like there's the old car for sure, and then I see a little bit of the modern GT40 in there, like or other, not the modern one, but the whatever. I see some Ford GT40 in there, which of course makes sense because the original Lola became the GT40. I see a little bit of Porsche 918 in there. I see a lot of Porsche 918 in there, especially with the headlights and stuff. It's just straight up good looking. Thanks for that 20%. You're hilarious. You're hilarious. So you're in Vegas now, but what are you, in the room? Are you done for the day? You're probably done for the day. Yeah, track day's done by now. Are you getting room service? Are you just hanging out? You're not going out tonight, are you? Auto Kennel's here from Monterey, and he's here at the beginning instead of the end. That's awesome. We're here. We're waiting on Jonny Lieberman, who is in traffic on his way from El Segundo. He was doing a shoot down there, Auto Kennel. If you're just joining us, that's where our guest is this evening. He is on his way. He is in traffic. And if we have any updates, we will bring him to you on the spot, right here and now. I just remember that I posted this 2 minutes before the show, and I'm now very embarrassed by it. Here's me being embarrassed. Here you go. Dork.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. Okay, everybody, do you want to talk about the Radford release? It was really more than I expected it to be. Yeah, I think so, Steve. I think it is based on a current Lotus Evora, the chassis, but I think they've done a heck of a lot to it. I mean, because it looks larger, it looks longer. I don't think it can be straight off, I don't think they just plopped the body on there. A little bit of cockpit of a plane. Yeah. And I love that part. To me, it's old Porsche with the upright, rounded windshield, or any old race car, which is so cool. And that's another thing. I just don't feel like you'd get away with that today. Also, just the overall shape of it. It's got, what was the Ferrari? Oh, gosh, that came out in the 60s when they were fighting Ford versus Ferrari. I just don't know the numbers so much in the Ferrari, but just the extremely sexy, curvaceous, beautiful Ferrari. Like, there's some of that in there, too. Auto Kennel should provide a live update from Monterey. That's a great idea. Whatever happened to Behind the Orange Curtain, Auto Kennel? Did you feel you were not getting enough for reward for your investment? Return on investment? I can understand that. I almost poured my water into my lap. That would have been a neat trick right before. I guess there's plenty of time to clean up. I could have probably put my shit in the dryer by the time Jonny Lieberman gets here. This is going to be good.
What a day.
How are you feeling today? I mean, I know the answer, but let's tell everybody else. After you're done with your, I'll fill till you're done with your water there. How are you doing today?
I'm not feeling great.
No, you're not.
My legs are kaput, like really bad.
Yeah, we should tell other people about that because they don't get to see. And I post cute things. I'm like, oh, your first one, not in high heels.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't even think about that until now.
Well, the truth is it's your first one not being able to walk. And the truth is you can't even stand anymore. You are this week crawling to and from like the bathroom and stuff like that, or scooting on the floor with a towel, and it's very sad to see. So we're going to figure something out because it doesn't need to be that hard for you. We'll figure something out, a scooter, something. But it's definitely not a great week for you on the body front.
It's not great, but it's, to me, like when you sprain something, like you have to go through that process and then you'll feel better.
That's the right attitude. I feel like that's a great attitude.
I'm trying. I clearly...
You're trying and you're doing great. Hey, can you hear me now? I didn't expect that to work. I did the... Nah, yeah, you're fine. It wasn't you, it's us. But we're good now. What's up, buddy?
Not much. I'm on Pacific Grove. I don't know if you can see all the cars and the people.
Yeah,
so,
looks hot.
This morning I was on Ocean Avenue for the Concours on the Avenue, which is a little more hoity-toity. And you could call this blue-collar, I call it white trash car show, which is awesome. So I've got my hidden beer.
Oh, yeah, driving well awesome.
Yeah, it's sort of like Havasu goes to a car show.
Yeah,
which is good.
That's exactly it. Instead of boats, you're all tied up together as cars.
Pretty much. And when I came in here, I didn't realize I was going to be landlocked in. Here, let's see if I can turn it around.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh, there's a lot of people there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, live band. I was sitting right next to the live band. And,
Enjoying our show.
enjoying the car show. Exactly. So,
Our show.
no, I mean, you wouldn't know that COVID just happened. People are back to normal.
Just happened. Yeah, in some places it's raging again.
Yeah. Hopefully not here. But actually, at Concord Avenue, they made us show your either vaccination card or wear a mask. And if you had a vaccination, you got the blue band. So.
And then you don't have to wear a mask?
That's what I drove. Didn't even clean it. Just parked the Hindenburg there.
I love it. I missed the number plate on it, though, I will say. I know, I messaged you that today.
Well, the only reason I have it on there is just because... go ahead. Was just because...
Hey, get that straw ladder out of shot. Who's this? Who she thinks she is?
Yeah, I used it to cover all the holes and other crap that was on there. So...
Yeah, I miss it. Looks good.
Yeah,
Is it hot up there?
I mean, for here it's hot. It's probably in the mid-70s and obviously sunny, whereas normally it would be pretty overcast, drizzly, but it's been warm out, but, not compared to, Southern California warm.
What was the coolest car you've seen so far? And I've seen you post some pretty spectacular cars.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to my feed today, it's a little obsessive, but I like to watch the cars rolling in, and there was some cool stuff. I mean, I thought it was apropos that the Maserati, it's either a Shamal or a bi-turbo. The guy was waving, trying to tell him we need to go, and he just overheated in line. But this thing here is pretty rad. Check out this.
Ooh, Sanford and Son.
It's this GMC truck with, it's kind of Mad Max-ish, but someone welded wider.
It's like an 8-inch stretch on each fender?
Yeah. Let's see.
Maybe a 10-inch stretch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, probably and it looks kind of it's a GMC truck, and it's got a
Dodge power. Is that a Viper?
It's a Viper motor.
Yeah, it is. It's a V10. Holy crow! I remember that was from the Magnum truck. I remember that. Wow.
Yeah. That's, I think, my favorite car here because, if I woke up this morning and you'd tell me I'd be looking at a GMC truck widened with a Viper motor, I'd say no way. Hey, here's the Maserati that overheated. It's pretty good for an overheating car to do double duty in 2 shows. It looks like it's got the Italian
I remember
hood
that
prop.
one. I liked that one. That was an interesting look. Is that like mid-'80s?
Yeah, I think this is a Shamal. Ghibli. Yeah. Oh, Ghibli. Tell us about your car. Is this yours?
Yeah.
Did you overheat this morning going to the Concord and the Avenue?
No.
Okay, I thought you did. You pulled
it. The cops grabbed it. No. When I pulled over? Or?
Yeah, you can't. I thought you were going in the show and then you pulled over. What happened?
Yeah, it wasn't registered, so they wouldn't let me in their show.
Oh, you weren't registered for the street? They wouldn't let you in? Damn cops. Anyway, I was corrected.
We all caught
by
that,
the
right?
owner.
He wasn't registered for the show, so they didn't let him in. Yeah.
That's
I
what I
didn't say
heard.
shit there, but
Making sure we're on the same page.
it's a Maserati Ghibli. That's obviously not registered, so the cops wouldn't let him in.
Hilarious.
But at this car show, anything goes.
Hilarious.
Probably be
Hilarious.
throwing beads and shit.
And then I noticed when you were up at Laguna Seca, you had a great vantage point. Well, first of all, you found the shade for the car, which was great. But then you find a great spot to shoot the corkscrew.
Oh, sorry.
Sounds like that Viper started up.
No, that's Lamborghini.
Oh,
If
sure.
there's going to be one Lamborghini at the show, this is kind of what you expect to see. I'm surprised he doesn't have like gumball stickers.
Totally.
So, but the group of guys got all of turn 6, and so we had about 10 campsites. I didn't camp there; I just came there during the day, and it was nice. Sit there, nothing like sitting in your chair in the morning having coffee, watching the racing.
Absolutely.
So, but this is a fun free show that's put on by Haggerty, so kind of indirectly one of your sponsors.
Very much so. Yeah, absolutely. And then have you run into anyone else that you know up there already? I'm sure.
Oh yeah, a lot of the cars and coffee people we see down in Orange County, they're up here. Obviously, lots of Porsches. I mean, I would say, and actually, parked next to me is this green Peugeot 404.
Yeah.
He's actually a LA Porsche guy, I think. And what was wild about that was he, I won't get too close because the music will overpower, but
I like that
he grew
Peugeot.
up-
I like that Peugeot.
yeah, it's really cool. It's a 68, and he grew up riding in the back seat, and then miraculously, 40 years later, found it in Los Angeles, and it was the exact same car. And now he jokes he can now ride in the front seat.
That's amazing, but it also looks like the one that James May drove in the very last episode of Top Gear. The very last episode of their Top Gear. The one that Jeremy wasn't in.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they had just the videos, but he wasn't in studio. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, it's so pretty. Wow, it's in great shape.
It just, imagine 60s European vinyl smell.
Yeah, I got
It's
it.
like Mercedes with mildew. It's so good.
Yeah, that's gorgeous, though. I love all of that. I really do. Is that a 4-speed on the column? It's automatic, right?
Hey, Joe. What's up, Joe?
Oh, it's Joe. Hey, Joe.
Cheers. Joe is a crazy airline pilot that actually tests vintage planes because no one else will do it.
Oh, cool. Okay, well, you know what? You just made up the best segue ever. I think the people who have killed it on Instagram more than anyone, even Radford Motors this week, has been Myers Manx. Do you agree? Have you seen the stuff they've been doing with that damn plane? They flew to Catalina. They got Jay Leno out the nose cone and everything. Unbelievable stuff they've been shooting.
And that helicopter stuff, I was actually expecting to see more Myers Manx. This is one that rolled in. It's sort of got that 70s bowling ball vibe.
Big time. AMF.
Yeah,
AMF lanes.
Exactly. But it looks like it's set up for rallying.
Yeah.
It looks sort of nautical.
Yeah, he's got a freaking Marine Range radio and everything on there. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, he's
like
got
this,
strobes
I
and
think.
yeah, that thing is awesome.
Hey, there's Jason Cavisa.
Hey, Jason. That was Jason Camisa. Hilarious. I would say only in Monterey, except that's the life, right? Like everybody just runs into each other at car events.
Oh, yeah. It's the same people. Actually, I'm surprised guys like, well, no, Jonny Lieberman should be up here, but I think he's got a ride where he gets to go to stay nicer places and eat better food.
I don't know.
You know?
He is coming up. He said that because he'll be up there. We were going to move him to Thursday because of this little timing thing, and he said he'd be up in Monterey. So you're probably right. He will be up there, but maybe just not yet.
And you've never been up here, have you?
Yeah, I've been, but not for not for the con. No, correct. I've been to Monterey, but not for Car Week.
Oh, it's. I mean, if you're a car person, you should do it. You know, once in your life.
Yeah,
And,
I mean, I think at some point maybe.
Just because there's all kinds of. I do love this show because I don't need to see another shiny Pagani, but stuff
That's
like
the
this.
best. I love it. The character on this stuff. Hi,
You know,
buddy.
they're just giving free bones to dogs. that I think's a femur. Nice. Show dog.
I think with the life that we both lead now, I think any of this stuff is possible in the future, but I think that we're not quite at the level for the invites of where it would be possible for us. I think we're still climbing the ladder.
No, I mean, think about how you feel after a busy, good vibes or
Here's the thing: we're no stranger. I mean, we used to do Comic-Con for you know what I mean. It's kind of the same thing. We're not strangers to the activity. It's more like, oh well, we don't have we need to be on the VIP tent, quite frankly. And it's like, all right.
Oh yeah. No,
we can't be trying to make our way through the crowds anymore. It's like we'll be at home. And have fun at Storm in the Castle.
Exactly. No, that's why I usually, after coming up for 20 years, I've kind of curtailed it to be something that basically sees all the good stuff, keep the costs down, and also not deal with crowds. That's why Friday I actually leave before everything, the actual weekend, just because by then there's really not much else to see,
right?
Except for people's asses in your face. So,
well,
which I guess is for some.
You've gotten it down to a science for sure. You know how to hand pick just the best parts for you.
Yep. Sorry, I won't walk in the sun. Oh, there's Arthur Mobile.
Yeah, it is. When you get caught between the moon and New York City.
Exactly.
And that's why I don't sing on the show.
and you can go right from that to.
Oh, Pimp My Ride? Ludicrous? I don't get it.
No, it's just someone's Monte Carlo lowrider.
Oh, full velvet or full velour, dash and all.
Yeah.
Ooh, whoopsie daisy. Back.
With the it's got the look at that crushed velvet.
Ooh, it's really something,
velour.
isn't it? You know,
Nice.
I think I told you about this, but my dad's Grand National had a burgundy interior. The outside was black, but the interior was like that 80s, not red, but almost browny red.
And it's and this lovely.
Oh, perfect.
Ford
Yeah, nailed it.
And a Ferrari.
Is that a Ford versus a Ferrari? Oh,
Ford
Chevy.
versus Ferrari.
Hilarious.
Oh no, wait, Toyota. Sorry, nothing to look at, folks. Keep moving.
This is hilarious. I could watch him walk around all day. This is the old Steve Allen Man on the Street stuff. You just keep walking around. And we need somebody playing piano in the background.
Oh shit, they'll let anyone in here.
Who was that? Nobody we wanted to go to. Who's this now?
I haven't seen a Ferrari all week.
That guy's like, fuck off. He's like, hey, Mr. Comedy, what's up?
If their shoes match their car, their sense of humor's gone.
Oh, yeah. If the shirt and hat match, it's really a whole thing. If you had to buy the package, you don't get it.
Oh yeah, and he's backing up. I could really get in his way. Sorry.
To me, it's like it's like when you buy the the bedroom set of the whole thing, or the living room package with all of the matching shit. It's kind of the same thing to me. I don't know anybody. Well, I don't know. Nothing against it, but
This.
singles. Let's go with all the singles. Put together some singles, and then you make something out of it. The matching set is rough.
Do you want a nitro skeeter?
Oh yeah, what is that?
Someone made something.
Oh yeah, it's a single
half-fast.
seater. Half fast. That's funny.
I think that's apropos.
Wow, that's crazy.
And actually, I would never know what to do with one, but I always love old fire engines. They're really cool.
I'm with you there. I grew up around him with my dad and all. That's cool. That's really old.
Yeah, do you know what year it is? Sometimes I'm afraid to engage the owners because it's not going to be like, just tell me the year.
There's no quick answer. Well, I bought it in, when I was a kid, they used these. Usually it's, there's Pierce, there's Seagrave.
Right.
And then in the older days like that, there were like, it was like almost like locomotives. There was like Baldwin and American and, these different companies.
But a show tip is never engage with the conversation if someone has a chair and table all set up by their car.
Oh, dude.
Because
someone who's already comfortable, they're waiting for you to walk up.
Yeah, this thing actually is got a lot of Jay Leno vibe to it.
Yeah, a little chitty chitty bang bang, but I like the picnic basket. Picnic basket. Hey, boo boo.
He's got dueling picnic basket. And look at that. I
Wow.
know it's weird. Which pedal does?
It's not what we think it is. I bet it's the opposite,
no,
right?
I think the middle pedal's reverse. Right? Reverse.
First and second.
Yep.
Of course, naturally.
Brake.
Brake.
Rear end shifter. First go.
Oh yeah, we all need a rear end shifter. Where's gas? That's of course, hand throttle. What's that over there?
And then that's the.
Plug the hole in the floor.
All right.
You used to have an exhaust.
And the one thing everyone asks, you gotta honk the horn. There we
Nice.
go.
And the left hand one, that's the emergency brake, right? The big left one.
I don't
Probably-
know. You would
probably
say.
was, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the brake, or rear end adjuster.
Yeah.
Actually-
You mind your business.
Exactly. One of the coolest cars here and it's actually really nice.
Oh, I like that
bugging me
1800.
is-
Yeah, I
is
like that.
The door's not closed, and I just want to close it. Is that OCD?
Yeah, but I
bugging
think
me.
that's acceptable. I like when when someone's door's unlocked, I turn their lights off for them if it's not, that
But
they're on
at a
their own.
show, if they're so this couple, they bought it when it was a year old. They went on their honeymoon in '75.
Oh, here we go. I just
Drove
want to
it
know the
for a bunch
color,
of
and we're
years.
starting over. Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. Well, you know why? Because when I came up to it, it was the chair. Dun dun dun.
Oh no. Gotcha.
But sat for 20 years, and then they restored it.
Guards
Your
Rad says kick the tire and slam the door.
I have a feeling it's the owner.
Yeah.
So I won't be closing it.
No, if he sees it and it doesn't bother him, that's his issue. Walk away.
Exactly. We're done here.
Oh
But
my
anyway,
God. That's terrific. Oh man, is there any good food up there? Are you at least having good meals and stuff too?
it's funny. I sat on my phone, and unlike most times where I click live and it's just you going, "All right, guys, see you later," it was actually happening. But I was going on the phone to look up for good places to eat around here. So.
Oh, so you
that's
haven't
kind of
figured
the
it out
nice-
yet? Okay.
No, haven't figured. It's there's people who want to go to dinner, and I just don't want to go to the normal places. I like to find kind of the local hole in the walls.
Places
So-
that aren't 1,000 decibels. Yeah.
And I'm also kind of, I started at 6 a.m. this morning at the Concord and the Avenue, so hence the beer, and basically just ready to go put my feet up, have some good food, drink more beer.
Yeah, you've had your
Pass
day.
out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Exactly. But anyway, I wanted to say hi from here. It was just rare timing that it worked out.
Thank you.
So-
Yes, I love it. Thanks so much. Maybe on Thursday it'll work out as well. Love to check in.
Oh, yeah. 5 o'clock, right?
Yeah. And thank you very much for sponsoring the show. We do appreciate it. It's on 5 every Tuesday and Thursday.
No problem. All right, guys.
We love you. We love you. See you soon. And hi to the Ed if he's up there too. I can't remember. if
Oh,
he's
you
up there.
got it. Definitely.
Okay.
He's not up here, but...
Okay.
Thanks.
Oh, that's terrific. And he knows how to hang up, which is a win. Oh, Eric Williams, such a big face. That's very nice. Eric, man, does your black 51 car is getting a lot of love on the social media. Holy cow, do people love that thing. It's beautiful, man. Congratulations again. Well done, well done. Robert Scott says, cheers. Thanks, brother. Love the Volvo wagon. That was a P1800, right? Door might not open again. Yeah, that's a good point, Raiden Motors. That's a really good point. Is that on the poster up front? Oh, I don't know what that means. All right. All right. Here, I'll put this back in here. Easier said than done. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yes, thanks. You're welcome. You're welcome. 1800 ES. Yeah, the ES is the wagon there. I like them both, honestly. When I was a kid, I didn't necessarily like the wagon because I just loved the old the coupe version looked like sort of had the Aston Martin DB5 look to me. It's not remotely the same, but as a kid, you know what I mean. They kind of just have a similar shape. And so then when the wagon came out and it didn't have that little swoop anymore, I was like, oh, I don't know, really. But as an adult, oh, I love it, just as much, maybe more. Same thing with the MGs, by the way.
Good to know.
Now you know how I feel about that. All right, it's 5:45 here in the PM, and let's see, check in with Jonny Lieberman. I should probably turn my ringer on. We are now live on YouTube. That's good to know. Nothing new from him. We've got an East Coast feed. We could play that. Anybody want to do that?
I do.
Yay! Randy, what's Randy's last name? Anyway, Green Teener. Randy Folds? Hang on. See if I can get to him here. Randy Folds. Oh, how about that? My memory for the win once. Randy Folds chimes in over here. Oh, God, now I got to get back to the message. And said, my first job in Hollywood was a PA on his first show. Meaning, he's commenting on the I posted these pictures today of Gary Shandling, who had the Larry Sanders Show set in his garage next to his Porsche in Brentwood when he used to be alive. And Randy Folds, Green Teener 66, says his first job in Hollywood was a PA. I'm assuming that would be the Gary Shandling Show. Remember when we had our It's Tonight show as the name of this show a long time ago? Because I was doing a nod to Gary Shandling, who was one of my all-time idols. OM Ringer, call him. Tell him we are waiting. He's on his way. He's in traffic. Sorry, OM Ringer. I know. He estimated about 6 o'clock, which is what we said at 5. I didn't think it would take that long, but I think it will now. So we'll see. Anyway, yeah, It's Gary Shandling Show was terrific. If you guys don't remember that one, check it out. It's got to be on a streamer. We bought the whole season on YouTube. Not YouTube. What is it? iTunes.
It's so good.
So funny. He breaks the fourth wall all the time. The whole song is, this is the theme to Gary Show. The theme to Gary Show. This is the song that you hear as you watch the credits. It's almost halfway finished. How do you like it so far? This is the theme to Gary Shandling Show. And he goes on and on. He's like, now we're about here's where I start to whistle. It's so funny. It's so funny. It's just a guy who pulled the curtain back on the whole thing. I love that. Eric says he's jealous that Paul is up there on the best night. I'm surprised you're not up there, actually, man. I feel like you usually go to that. And Sierra Madre, I feel like they would. Although you guys are killing it in town with all of the other stuff you're doing with the Bursch exhaust and everything. Again, great posts, and Tommy's car looks and sounds great. Tommy Town? Tommy Tune? Tommy Town. Tommy Tune someday. All right. What else? Checking over here with Danbury Chive, East Coast feed. Oh, I forgot about that. That microphone out of there. Get ready for Jonny Lieberman. All right, roll it out.
East Coast feed, Mr. and Mrs. Ryan. Look, we have Brooke, Megan Cavs, and the Cavs man. We're in Bethel tonight at Dr. Mike's. I know it's dark quality because it's kind of like darkness outside, but look how angry they get. Look how angry they get. Like, stop East Coast feeding in public. There's like a line of people. Anyway, we're at Dr. Mike's. Mr. Ryan, you know where we are in Bethel. We're enjoying the night. Went to, it's not embarrassing. Just think it's embarrassing. Where are we going? So we were at the, right by the Bethel train tracks. It's called Notch. We're having just relax and have some food. And then we decided to go to Dr. Mike's, which is a Bethel staple, as you know. And look, they're making fun of me in front of me. Look at this. Look how mad they are. Look at them. Look at them. Okay? I'm holding a pocketbook. I call it a pocketbook, not a purse. And there's that. Anyway, love you guys.
All right, well, that's why we're friends, apparently, because I also call it a pocketbook. I guess that's what I'm raised with. Maybe I call it a purse these days, but inherently when I look at it, that's a pocketbook, because that's what my mother called hers. Can you get my pocketbook? Where's my pocketbook? I can't find my pocketbook.
My grandma said that.
Pocketbook? Oh, so
Yeah.
maybe it's an older thing. And I missed. I'm so sorry to whoever this is. Let's see. There's a whole bunch of comments here from I am Skippy. I'm sorry, Skippy, that we were late here. He says, or she says, they say, P.S. I found you via your Skylar Stone interview. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, Brad Feltz, you guys are the best. Glad to have found you. Thank you, Brad Feltz. Back to I'm Skippy. So reading strictly from Twitch? No. Yes. No. It was Instagram, and they're here now, and I'm sorry, but you're right. And I am Skippy. What is a topic from women that equates to car talk?
Probably clothes.
I was going to, yeah, because the newest thing. Maybe. That's good, the thing that comes out. Ironically, I was going to say shoes or pocketbooks, handbags. But what about television? I mean, that equates to men and women, but I feel like the guys talk about cars the way women do about, like, did you watch The Bachelor? Oh, my God, I know. It was crazy. I know. You know, like we get all sort of like weird excited. Is it the same?
Yeah, sometimes depends on the crowd, but I think for our people, like the Porsche crowd, I think it's more like designer clothes.
Yeah. Okay. So there's your answer there, Skippy. We're not on Twitch, actually. I put the Jay Leno episode up there the other day just to, like, I don't know, dangle a carrot. You know what I mean? Just throw it out just to see. Also, because why wouldn't you? That one's getting a lot of, not like it's a surprise. That one's getting a tremendous amount of traction. So thank you to everybody who's watched it. And if you have watched it and liked it and you know or run into Auto Kennel, please tell him you liked it and watched it because they sponsored it. Eric says heading up Thursday for work reunion. Ah, that's what I would. There you go. Of course. Oh, food. Yeah, Carissable food. That's a good one. Food.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Especially foodie food. Like the newest way to prepare something good.
Oh, you don't think she means just macaroni and cheese?
I extrapolate in weird places.
No, I think you're right. I think you're 100% right.
But that is what I think.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I think you're right. I'm enjoying this. I hope you guys are. This feels like the old days when it was like really low key. Are you medicated enough? How you feeling? This is gonna be a long time in the chair. You know, we could take a break and you can get up anytime if you need to.
I'm going to medicate continually, and I think I'll be okay.
Okay, great. Awesome.
Thanks.
Sure. Crucible's laughing. Yeah, I know. All right. So the Dr. Mike's, what he was talking about there, Dr. Mike's was the ice cream place where I grew up. Still is. The ice cream place where I grew up. But now they go there instead of me. It's really fun. They make their own ice cream. It's not it's not like Carvel or Breyers or any ice cream manufacturer. Ben and Jerry's. Although I put it up there closest with Ben and Jerry's. It's just old. Auto light one up. She aims to please. She aims to please, Kurt. There it is. We have Hoffman's in Point. Amazing. Where is Hoffman? See, Delaware has some great, if we're going to get into an ice cream thing, Delaware has some great stuff too, Carissable, especially down like Rehoboth, like that area. And they often call it frozen custard. But man, is it good. Like Dumzers and stuff. Ooh, is that good. What do you like over there in Hoffman's Point? Hoffman's in Point. What is Point? Point Pleasant? Do we say Point for short?
I think so.
Autolite, haha. Kurt, you crack me up, man. You crack me up. You're the best. How are your cars running? You got a lot of cars, and they're all always in, like, being, I don't know, it seems like Ian's always tweaking something. Homemade ice cream. Yeah, that's the best if you can get it. Family owned, same thing, yeah. Same thing as Dr. Mike's. Have you ever considered having a live jazz trio play in the background during your show? Absolutely, and I would love it. Let's do it. That would be very, very Tom Snyder. It would seem ridiculous for the Instagram show, but if you were looking at the YouTube show, it would make perfect sense. And that's what I was talking about before, the little piano in the background, like Mr. Rogers, just a little. And it was Steve Allen that we talked about earlier. He used to actually play the piano during those segments a lot of times. So instead of a desk here, he'd be sitting at the piano watching the monitor of whatever's going on the street, making his little comments. And playing
That's
piano
fun.
Sometimes. Yeah, it was always fun. Yeah, no, it was always fun. Sometimes he was playing the piano. Got to keep driving if you want to keep them running. Have you? Yeah, right, exactly. Well, let me know if you ever need help there. Have you ever considered? Oh, yeah, okay, we did that already. Yeah. Yes, I have. All right. Dr. Mike's got that. All right, so huge thanks, huge congratulations to our friends Ant Anstead and Jensen Button and Mark Stubbs and Roger Bell and everyone else involved over there. Farouche and Tegan and Izzy. Everybody involved with Radford Motors. Huge unveiling. Great success. It was very nice. Thrilled to have been invited. And it was a hell of a show. It really was. It was down there at Lion Air Museum. And they had the old car already out for everyone to see. And then the new one was under the cover. And then you you mingle for a couple hours, or for a little bit, and maybe 45 to an hour, a little cocktail hour. And then all of a sudden, they wrangle everybody inside so that Roger Bale, the one of the guys, it doesn't matter. We all got to witness a very live electric guitar wailing, like Top Gun style wailing of, or Eddie Van Halen style wailing of. It was the national anthem, the U.S. national anthem, Star Spangled Banner, the British national anthem, of which I don't know. I can't remember what it's called, and that's what I'm struggling right now. I almost had a Union Jack as the flag, but what is the name of the? I'm drawing a blank on the name of the song. Anyway, and Top Gun, but he did it live, electric guitar inside, and just wailing, and then he goes into Top Gun at the end. It was fucking crazy. It was crazy because we were at the we're at the air base, whatever. Then they move everybody outside, and then we get a wonderful speech from Ant, who talks about the absolutely ridiculous synchronicities that had to occur for all of this to happen. The years in which all these companies started, the years in which Ant saw this and was inspired to have an idea and win a project and when it could get done, and all these other guys, all this crazy stuff to basically be like, it's impossible. It couldn't have happened. But here it is. And then they all pull the cover back, and it was just absolutely spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. The new Type 62 Series 2 by Radford Motors, coach work by Radford Motors, is spectacular. And congratulations to all of those people at Radford Motors, and especially to whoever at Lotus Cars approved this freaking idea, because I don't imagine it was just like, oh yeah, sure, let's do that. Let's let these guys make our last gasoline-powered car forever. I would imagine there were a lot of hoops to jump through, and a lot of bureaucracy, and just a lot of magical things that had to occur in order to make it happen. So great job. The car is effing stunning. I know you guys heard me when I was saying this stuff before, but it's just absolutely amazing.
They did a phenomenal job.
Yeah. So super cool. Can't wait to drive it. That's the other thing. Can't wait to drive it. Should be able to drive it on the track at some point. Joe Gatt and I are going to go down, and it was really fun hanging out with him and Mercy also.
They're
Joseph Gatt, if you guys don't know, he's going to be on the show soon, but he's an actor, and he's a car guy. He's up at Breakfast Club all the time. And you know him as like a big, muscly, scary guy who is definitely very big and muscly, but he's not remotely scary. He's one of the warmest, awesomest, heart on the outside kind of people I've ever met. GVBC from Radford Motors, yes indeed. So we're going to go down and do that too. He also is going to get a Lotus Evora press liner. I don't know when he's going to pick his up too, but he's going to get one too. How was the inside? It's funny you mentioned that, Carissable. Never saw it. I didn't see it. They didn't open it up. And I don't know that they wouldn't have, but it honestly didn't even occur to me. And the reason may be that maybe it's just Evora inside. No, it can't be because they're coach working and everything. I don't know. Maybe that just hasn't been released yet. Maybe it's all in stages. Maybe we've seen the car, and in the future we'll see the inside. I don't know. I will probably find out more, though, when I go pick up the press car, the Lotus. And I will find out for you. It's a good question. Kind of an obvious question. Can't believe it not only slipped by me, like, it really didn't even occur to me. Funny. Oh, gosh. Now, Lieberman and the Pagani. Holy crap. He should be here any minute. But we should talk about the frickin' Pagani. He brought... Oh, here we go. Hang on. Here we go. I'm a he with 29,000 subscribers. Hi, Skippy. Pleasure to meet you with your 29K subscribers. Who has a better family tree or legacy of shows that they spawned? Seinfeld, Larry David. All right, I'm going to have to read this down here because it's going to cut off. Seinfeld, Larry David, Schaefer's, who created The League, or Larry Sanders' show, Apatow and Company projects. Wow, that's a good question. If you're going to give Apatow's if you're going to give Gary Shandling credit for Apatow, then I would have to say it's the Apatow one, just because of everything that's come from Apatow and the people that he's spawned and all the projects they've made. It's like it's a pyramid scheme.
The word legacy goes there for me. Like, there's just so many things that have come out of that world.
Yeah. I know, yeah. And who has a better family tree or legacy of shows that they spawned? Is it Seinfeld? Is it the Schaefers, who did The League, which you worked on? And whatever the other one was, this one is after The League. Those people were on both. There was another one, too. What the hell was it? All right, whatever.
I don't remember.
Me neither. Or Larry Sanders Show. Yeah, I gotta say Larry Sanders Show. Because from that, then you get Apatow, and then you get Freaks and Geeks, and you get Undeclared. You get all of these people. Jason Segel. You get Jonah Hill. I mean, there's like the people. It's almost a no-brainer. Larry Sanders. If you're gonna Yeah. With the parameters you've given me, and I've almost broken my brain trying to figure it out. Yes, Larry Sanders. Seinfeld's tough, though. It's just that Seinfeld's made Seinfeld.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Michael Richards was on Fridays before that. He was already an actor. He definitely got famous from Seinfeld, but it's not like he's done other things after it. I mean, nothing that great anyway. And I'm a huge fan. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is endlessly entertaining and endlessly talented, but she was before Seinfeld. She used to be on Saturday Night Live. Like, I know her from there. And she's done a lot of stuff since, but I don't give I guess you give Seinfeld credit for, whatever, but still. It's got to be Larry David.
I remember
Larry
her from
Sanders.
the Christmas movie with Joey.
Good one. We brought it up before with Aunt Bethany.
Yep.
She was Margot of Margot and Todd next
Yes.
door. I don't know, Margot. Why is the carpet all wet, Todd? I don't know. Oh, God. Everyone's favorite yuppie couple from the 80s, right? Hey, Griswold, where do you think you're going to put a tree that big? Bend over and I'll show you. You got a lot of nerve talking to me that way, Griswold. I wasn't talking to you. The best. What's up, 987 enthusiasts? We're just killing time until Jonny Lieberman gets here. He's been stuck in traffic. So that's what's up. How are you? And how's your 987? Do you have one, or do you just like them? Do you have a bunch of them? Carissable. See her line there?
I can't read it.
Shitter's full. Merry Christmas. Shitter's full. Honey, have you checked our shitters lately? Classic.
The movie's so good.
I mean, I've grown up with a lot of movies with a lot of one-liners, but I don't know that there's a movie with more one-liners than Christmas Vacation. Oh, God, every line is a one-liner.
And they come out all year. It's not just holidays. It's amazing.
You're exactly right. I mean, if fix the newel post, I mean, there's so many different things. A lot of sap in here. I mean, there's so many that I say all the time. Looks great. Little full. A lot of sap. Or whenever you get stuck to something, I'm like, or a little knot in here, Russ. You work on that? I mean, all the time. That's looks weird without the Christmas decoration. Wait till Friday to talk about the draft you were talking about. I thought Paganis were fast. Wait till Friday to talk about the draft you were talking about. Parking is hard. He's in the lot. I'm well, thanks. I've got a few different ones, and I love them. Thanks for asking. Got to go on one of your episodes. Hi, Jerry, Mr. Notice. Says the Whale Tail Project. Hi, the Whale Tail Project. If anyone doesn't know what the Whale Tail Project is, you should. They have old whale tails. Actually, it's kind of funny. They look more like, I think they're tea trays. Maybe they can't be. Well, whatever. They're old Porsche spoilers that they turn into art. Literally art. With like old racing liveries on them and stuff. It's very cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and they're very valuable. I mean, they go for a lot of money. It's not like a cute little gimmick where they're. It's not really a side hustle. I mean, it's like a proper. Yeah, it's a real deal.
Not like the plates my grandmother had and put on the wall.
It's an actual Porsche whale tail with a historic racing livery painted on it, and it's on a stand, and it looks like the paint's dripping off. It's kind of a neat thing.
Sounds really neat.
But I guess what I meant by that was they're dealing with them as their actual fine art. It's not like I don't know. I don't want to compare. I don't want to. It's fine art, and they're selling them as such. They're expensive. They're done through dealers and brokers. It's not just like go to our website and fire. I mean, I think you can do that, but it's very, very high line. Yeah.
Understood.
There you go. Yeah, you're welcome, you guys. We talked about it on Smoking Tire as well a while ago. Matt Fair and I on his podcast. Mr. Notice has very cool art. I'm waiting for someone, the Whale Tail Project, I'm waiting for someone to take your art off of the stand or wall and put one on their car. You know what I mean? Like somebody because we're there.
I can
At some
see.
point, someone's going to pay to distress a singer. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like we're there. Someone's
can
going to
see
send a
that.
singer down to Rock's Motorsports down in Jersey to have them they took a regular Porsche and then they sent it to California to have it singerified, and then they have singers send it to Jersey to have it rockified. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be a thing.
Yep.
How many bespoke specialty shops can you send your Porsche through? How many layers of awesome shit? Oh my God, we're there. We're there. Radford Motors, I'll distress it for free. Yeah, buddy, that's the winner. That's the winner right there. Jorge Puentes is asking for that all the time. Oh, is he really? Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so there you go. And I guess you couldn't do the drips, obviously, if that were the case, or they'd break off when you shut the deck lid. Oh, no, maybe one of the older ones. No, the older ones, it would just hang. Oh, no, but the older ones didn't have that spoiler. It's very confusing. Got to really know your Porsches if you want to talk about this stuff. And then it becomes a Porsche option. Nailing it. Exactly. And that is what they do. They figure out what the people are doing and what the people are like. And they're like, oh, yeah, we got that. We can make that. Manuel Carrillo. Oh, yeah, thanks for tagging that. That's adorable. It's Manuel Carrillo. So we should talk. What a great segue. Allow me to repost. All right. Speaking of Manuel Carrillo, I've got some breakfast stuff swag here and some stuff to talk about. There we go. GVBC merch, official GVBC merch, available only from DualShift, DualShift.com. Do not have a GVBC hat here, but there is one available. Also, now this is lighter in color than what they actually are now. We had these reprinted darker. Well, actually, this is the same, but the shirt is a darker shirt now. So go order. Cards rad. And it's the new Porsche Life 111 shirt. And I'm supposed to say that. So I did. Now this is very special. This is a giveaway. It's not really a giveaway. This is Manuel Carrillo's shirt that he took off to put on the shirt that he wore in this picture. That's right. And then he left it with us because he got a new shirt. So I have that, and now I'm doing a little gimmick with it. Truthfully, it was here to go back to Breakfast Club, all washed up for him. We're back in LA by Saturday, Ryan. Would be great to see you around at any Cars and Coffee. Are you talking to me? Yeah, they're talking to me. It's Jay. And, we're at GVBC every Friday, so come on up anytime. And we're in Malibu every Sunday. You should come out anytime. We do other things, but those are really the two we're committed to, right?
I think so.
Yeah. It's genuine spoilers. Spoiler alert! Oh, man. All right, let's see. All right, both shows are genius. Yes, agreed. It seems both shows hired star makers who made other stars. Larry David had Curb, and that has opened doors. Both shows are genius. Can I interview you for my YouTube channel via Zoom? Skylar is my next interview. Alex Helcom was my first. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Yeah, we do that stuff all the time, Skippy. Send me a message. If you want to find us easier, it's on Instagram. Go to Porsche Life 111 on Instagram. Send me a message. And, that's the best thing to do. Or go to latenightplayset.com. Whatever you want. Send us a message through there. I can't talk today. Do you hear me? Getting tripped up.
Yeah, you sound like me.
We can't both do it.
If I didn't have to, I wouldn't.
KEXP shirt. Yes, exactly. I thought that was funny. There we go. Front door, everybody. Here it is. This is exciting stuff. Jonny Lieberman's here. Hi, Jonny Lieberman. He's already in. All right. I'm going to go open the door. Go ahead, missus. Here's where you can film.
Oh, my. Well, I don't know. I'm so bad at this part.
Nah, you're all right.
I never know what to talk about. Yeah, I really don't know. And I'm just saying that again. But I miss Paul Kennel. I didn't know that Monterey was this week. I had no idea. I'm the worst. I know that about myself.
Great. It's like a pen pal. It's adorable. Got to get it all out. All right. The door's open. So I think what I'll do is we'll move our Instagram audience over since we're doing this now. That way we're ready for Johnny. Hi, everybody. Here we go. Put that there. I'm going to plug it in. Hey, Instagram. Johnny's coming upstairs any second here. Okay. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can we do it? Good. Pretty good. Yeah, I think that's good. Oh, and there was just natural light was let in. That means Lieberman is here. What's up, Jonny Lieberman?
Hey.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Take your time if you need the bathroom or anything.
Pee?
Yeah.
And I got to make a phone call.
Sure.
So it just happened. I think it's important.
No worries, buddy. We'll see you in a minute. You know where to go. All right, so in that case, Jonny Lieberman is here, and he'll be out in just a minute. Motorco, set looks great. Thank you, Motorco. I wish you would come over and see it in person. There's a few of the original people that I would like to see it in person. They were here for the inception of the idea and all. There's some people who I don't give But Motorco is somebody who I would love to have here. I forget I'm trying to see the thing now, but that's over there now. Oh, there you are. Hi. Here. It's weird, right? Let me tell you about Oh So Delicious. We'll take a quick break. Well, Instagram will stay here, but I'm going to take a quick YouTube break and tell you about these few words from Oh So Delicious hot sauce. The hot sauce made by bears.
Oh, so delicious. It's the hot sauce made by bears. Garlic and serrano mixed with love and care. You can put it on your eggs, pour it on your rice. It's great on a leg, it's better on a slice. It's oh so delicious. It's the hot sauce made by bears. Oh, so delicious hot sauce. Great on everything except oatmeal.
Get your bottle today at ohsodelicious.org. $1 from every bottle sold goes to the National Military Family Association.
What are you driving today? 63 356B. Hey, 111. What are you driving today?
Here we go.
Oh, this is fun, David.
Thumbs up for sure. This just proves that you don't have to go fast to have fun.
You don't have to go fast. Can you see my smile already?
Okay, I'm impressed.
You don't need to stick it. He's already got it. My car's going to feel slow as balls after this, I'll tell you that. Pedal down. Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Nice. All right, so Jonny Lieberman, if you couldn't hear, is taking a phone call in the other room. He's finishing something up, but he's going to be in here in 2 seconds. And there was something I wanted to bring up because the other day we were talking about upcoming guests. Oh, and by the way, thanks. Welcome back. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Late Night Playset. Johnny will be in here in just 1 second. But we were talking about upcoming guests, and a few of the people that were recommended I've already reached out to, and some have even reached out to me based on this. So already booked is Bedham from BBI. Bedham Bersha? I'm probably saying that wrong, but you guys know who he is. Pikes Peak. And Lucy, by the way, is Flying L Racing's car that I couldn't think of the other day. Lucy won the Pikes Peak.
Right.
Red one. Anyway, so Bedham will be here. And a lot of those other people have already been reached out to Jeff Schwartz sent a message. Tommy Kendall. That Porsche girl. Yeah, okay, good. Sorry, I'm confused because I can't. So he got here, he's like, I got to pee, and I got to make a phone call. We're like, cool. Guess we're going long. Alert the affiliates. Yeah, you're welcome, man. Absolutely, Skippy. You're very welcome. In fact, thank you. Thank you. Love it. A lot of fun. I don't know where you are, but Zoom is easy. Zoom. Too much fun with the Pagani. Well, that would be a good reason. Curious why the car writer is not at Car Week. Oh, that's a good one. He's on his way. He's on his way shortly. It's pretty good. Yeah. I hope none of this is private. Oh, yeah, I got to tell you, look at this. I got to tell you about this. They say all that separates men and boys is the coverage for their toys. St. Clair Insurance has coverage for your toys. In this case, we're talking about collector cars, and we're going to talk really about collector cars in a few minutes with Mr. Jonny Lieberman, especially some high-dollar, high-ticket items, which you definitely need insured. You're going to want to check out St. Clair Insurance and coverageforyourtoys.com. Here's why. That's right. But wait. Oh, by the way, remember we joked about new Ginsu, sliced roll Ginsu the other day? Ron Popeil was making all those jokes. He died. He died like the day I made those jokes or the day after. It was totally crazy. Remember, he was like the hair paint guy and everything else. Ronco products.
Him.
Yeah, he had blenders and all sorts of fancy shit. Oh, here we go. Here comes Johnny.
Oh, what was it? I did like a piano or something.
Let's get it again.
Hang on.
Sure.
How do you clear this? I broke the goddamn.
I'm just happy you're here.
This is the picture, by the way.
Oh, nailed it.
Yeah.
We're trying to take an Instagram for Johnny
Time lapse.
At an hour and 16 into the broadcast.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Okay.
I'm trying here.
You got it.
I broke my phone.
We're all going to need a bathroom break. This is beautiful.
Okay, let's try this one more time.
Tell you what, he looks really good. He's all trimmed up, though. He trimmed the hair and the beard.
Yeah, I'm getting ready for Pebble. I'll get on a microphone.
Sure. He's getting ready for Pebble, he says. Yeah.
You want me there?
Sure. With that, we're talking to this guy about a lot of things, including collector car coverage, or collector cars anyway. The automotive market is all over the place. Your car is not worth what it used to be. Go check out what your car is worth, get it valued, and then go check out your car insurance. St. Clair Insurance, coverageforyourtoys.com, coverageforyourtoys.com.
Coverageforyourtoys.com.
And then lastly, this is Jay Ryan from Late Night Playset saying, please like, subscribe, and comment below. It feeds the internet algorithm and eventually us as well. This fire denotes, or the smoke below, below me denotes that would be fire. It would be fire. Thank you very much. Okay. Jonny Lieberman.
Hey.
Holy crap. All right. So,
Okay,
with that,
yeah.
here's this.
I'm dying. I'm a hot mess.
With that, everybody, you already know. We've been talking about it for the last hour and a half. Jonny Lieberman is here.
I've tested negative for COVID 4 times in the last 5 days. It's just a cold.
You're going to get raw from the COVID test. That's what was happening.
Oh, no, this is I was in like Mississippi or Arkansas or one of them, and I picked up like just a head cold.
Ugh.
And so anyway, I just keep testing negative. I tested negative today.
Congratulations.
Hi, man, traffic blows.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's really lame to say like, oh my god, there's traffic in LA, but you know, sometimes it's like just like 15 minutes heavier than it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So that was getting here, like the believe it or not, the 405 101 interchange totally fucked. Who would have guessed?
Weird in LA.
Yeah, but the Charles Rathman forensic files was on, and so like.
Oh, you were listening.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you guys don't know this based on your non-reaction. Okay. He's the automotive journalist serial killer. True story.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's actually a photographer.
Right up her alley.
Yeah, photographer Charles Rathman. And they found him because of a press car. It's the best story ever, but except for the poor dead woman.
Well,
and,
yeah.
yeah. But so, anyways, this guy is a photographer and a dude up on Angeles Crest. This is
ridiculous.
Yeah. This
Talk
is
about
the
on
90s.
brand.
Yeah. Right by where we hang out. A dude up on Angeles Crest is like going through a dumpster, and he finds all these like sexy photos of a lady, and and then like keeps them because as you know back then before the internet, porn was like hard to come by. So
The first nudie magazine I ever saw was found like in the woods. Or something, that kind of thing.
We had like a VCR case, and we'd like bury all of our hustlers in it, and like, dude, I buried it in your backyard. Like, go dig it up. So
VCR case.
Yeah, because remember VCR cases were huge.
Yeah, no, you could fit a lot of porn in there.
Yeah. So, anyways. So, but he took some other stuff, right? So he's watching the news, and he realizes the stuff he took out of the dumpster to beat off to. There's this missing woman.
Recognizes God, what do you go
so
through
he calls the cops
on that?
Yeah.
Gee whiz.
So he calls the cops, and
that's a whole different.
And one of the things recovered is this loan agreement for it's like a Lexus. I think it's an LX 460. Now, and the guy Rathman was shooting it for Auto Week. But apparently Motor Trend had the Lexus like the week before. I worked with some guys that knew Rathman, and I was like, well, what was this guy like? And they're like, oh yeah, he was nuts. He was super creepy. But anyways,
everyone expected it. He's the one we figured it would be.
Yeah, gun nut. He had like 200 guns. It's a horrible story, but he's just so crazy. So he when the news comes out that they found out about the Lexus, he like calls and he turns himself in, but he says, I took her out to El Mirage to do a photo shoot, and
tripped on a rock.
No. I wanted her to do donuts with the Lexus for some reason, but she couldn't get it right, so I decided to show her how to do a donut. And I hit her with the car, and I panicked because she died, and I buried her in Angeles Crest, right? And then
it's plausible. I mean, that's a plausible. Holy shit! I freaked out.
I mean, yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? Because at least I'm at fault.
The other thing is
at fault, but I freaked out. The guy I didn't do it on purpose.
The guy had been accused of rape previously and got out of it, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Anyways, his story keeps changing. I'm trying to. Eventually, he leads him to the stupidly. He would have probably got away with it if he never led him to the body. He leads him to the body. He buried it up in Angeles Crest somewhere, perfectly preserved miraculously. And it turns out like there's no injuries from being hit by a car. She was, her legs had been bound like open, and she'd been sodomized with not how do I put this with a gun essentially.
Oh my god! Awful.
And strangled. But then there's a cockamamie thing where he somehow in prison like slipped a map to his brother saying that like I buried these film canisters somewhere that'll prove my innocence, and
holy crap.
But the brother had him the whole time. The brother was probably in on it, and anyway, long story short, in jail for life. Name? Charles Rathman.
You got to look that up. There should be a murder show about that if there isn't one.
And it was better than a murder. There is a murder show.
Docu-series, hopefully.
But better, there's a book by Jack Narad, former editor-in-chief of Motor Trend, and he also used to work for Kelly Blue Book, I want to say, and then he's doing something else now. But he wrote a whole book. And he, in the book, it's much. I still have not read this book, but every time I'm on a press trip with Jack, that's all we talk about is this case. But yeah, he thinks that like there's other murders, and the brother was totally involved, and so he's probably a serial killer.
And you said he's in prison?
Yeah, for life. Yeah, life.
But alive.
First degree.
So he's still pluckable for information.
I don't know if he's still alive. That's a good question, because this would have been like 96, 97, so maybe, but prisoners tend to die. So
especially one with that type of history.
It's hard.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what I was doing on the way over here.
I was going to say, how the hell did we bring that up? You were at Angeles Crest? You were killing someone? What was that?
Yeah. Pardon me. But no, it's great. I was at Willow Springs one day, and like we're eating lunch in the cafeteria or whatever it's there.
The up on the balcony.
No, the gross one.
Oh,
next
down,
to yeah. And
burgers.
And they're playing TV, and it just comes on the TV, and like all of us we never heard of this, and like Kim, who used to work for us, Kim Reynolds, was like, "Oh yeah, I worked with that guy. Like, what a creep!"
Oh my god,
it was great. So yeah, that's the automotive journalist serial killer.
I'm just trying to think. Is he like somebody that we would have read or seen his stuff?
Yeah,
like, he was on Motor. I mean, he was in Motor Trend.
Yeah, in the '90s. Yeah, probably '80s and '90s. He worked for everybody. And the film that's the thing. He said that like the film that his brother had would prove his innocence, and it was just like pictures of some woman's vagina, but they actually took it to like an aerospace company where they were able to like, I don't know why they did this, but they super zoomed in on it to get details in the background, and they could see it was some Oldsmobile concept car, not a Lexus. So like
Holy
actually,
crap.
that actually totally
Even that
screwed
wasn't
him.
true.
Yeah,
Wow.
that totally screwed him. That was like the one piece of evidence.
Because it changes the timeline and whatever
It
else.
just that was his defense was that he had consensual sex with her and all this stuff.
It's like my cousin Vinny. It's like, and it had a positive traction rear end.
Right. Yeah. So it's just crazy. The whole thing's crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
now that we got that out of the way,
How you doing?
That's something to totally unpack for another time. But
Yeah, is it? I think it's unpacked.
No, I mean, like, I would love to see a docu-series on that whole thing.
There is. I saw it on TV. I just heard it on the radio. I think Forensic Files. It's on 117 on Sirius. I think they just play the TV show over the radio.
All right, so we'll find it.
Like half of all radio these days. But yeah.
What?
What?
I want to start with Pagani. What is the deal?
Yeah.
You were driving the most extreme car
It is.
I've ever seen.
It's
or
awesome.
touched.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
It's called the Pagani Huayra Roadster BC. So they made a Pagani Huayra, and then they made a Pagani BC, and they also made a Pagani Roadster, and they finally put all three together with the new engine. So it's got the new AMG motor. This motor. It's no longer going to be in any Mercedes products. It's only going to be in Paganis. Still going to be
That's
built by AMG and Alfalterbach. It's
What was that? Alfalterbach?
Alfalterbach. That's where AMG is headquartered. And the A has nothing to do with Alfalterbach, because the guy's last name started with an A. But, anyway.
But the shitter was full. We've established that before you got here.
I'm so confused. But yes, it was. Anyway, so this engine built by my buddy Mike Kubler of all crazy coincidences. Actually, he built
literally how cool.
Yeah, well, I think now he builds all the Pagani motors, if not all, then most of them. And if he doesn't, I think they put his name on them anyways because it has some brand cachet. But Michael Kubler.
That's pretty cool though.
F1 Mike on Instagram. He's awesome. He's a great guy. Anyways, it's a new motor, so the horsepower's up a little bit. It went from like, they never were exact on the old one, but like 750 to now 789 horsepower. Twin turbo V12, and you might say, "Well, wait a second, Johnny. The new that new Countach LP 804 that's coming out, right? That's 789 horsepower. The Ferrari Superfast,
That's the one I was thinking of.
789.
Yeah.
McLaren 765 LT is probably also 789, or at least the Elva or the Senna 789. So like, what's the big deal? The big deal is the torque. So that Lambo, that Ferrari, that McLaren, they all make 590 pound-feet of torque. The Pagani, 811 pound-feet of torque. So a significant jump.
Like 60%. That's a huge.
I wouldn't say 60. I would probably do like 20-something%. But
from 500 to 800?
From 590 to 811.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I got it.
But
You're right.
Yeah, but my friend Jamie claims, and I'll believe him because why wouldn't you? But he claims he actually weighed the car when they were doing some testing on it, and with a full tank of gas, it's less than 3,000 pounds. I think he said like 2,960, something like that. So it's this rear-wheel drive torque monster that weighs nothing, and if you turn everything off and floor it, it's just hysterical because it just kind of like hops up and down. It can't go straight, and you heard it too.
Yeah, and it's not. I was going to say that 3,000 is really exceptional because it's really not a small car.
Yeah,
if you're standing next to a small car, you go, oh, 3,000 pounds. I mean, that's not a big deal. This thing is a very large supercar.
But it is all carbon fiber. I mean, I've been to the atelier. It's what they call the factory.
Oh, boy.
It's the most pretentious word they could find.
Fancy.
Yeah. The atelier in Modena, Italy. And the car, I mean, it just starts out as like strips of plastic on the ground that they then put over bucks and bake, and that's how they form it.
It's half liquid resin, right? That they'll just pour it in there.
And all the bolts are titanium, and I mean, everything's titanium or aluminum. It's all just so lightweight, and it's awesome. Yeah, it was super cool. And so Christopher Pagani called me, and he's like, "Hey, he's like, I look at your Instagram. I see you're always on that thing up in the forest on Fridays, and you're in Malibu on Sundays. Like, I want my car there. How do you do that?" I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna drive."
You called the right guy.
Yeah, you called the right guy. I will happily take your car to both events, and I saw you guys at both events.
Yeah.
So I was overwhelmed. I couldn't even say hi on Sunday. I was just like,
Sunday was nuts. That was.
Yeah.
We'll get to the Jay Leno of it all and everything too, because I wanted to talk about that. But like, you got swarmed the moment you showed up in Malibu. It was crazy. It was the craziest one I had seen.
It was crazy
just
because
all descended from. They weren't even standing around. They just came from nowhere.
Yeah. Well, there was only like 2 cars there, really. I mean, there were
that was it. The parking lot wasn't open, and I had to let you and like Spike and Jay Leno in.
Yeah, and so there was Leno's car, so he brought the Plaid.
Yep.
Right. Total misfire on his part because I said to Spike, I'm like, hey, I need to reserve me a spot. I'm bringing the Pagani, and Spike said something like, oh, don't worry, Jay's going to bring something faster, Yeah, he meant quicker, but still, yes. In a straight line, the Tesla is quicker and 1,800 pounds heavier, but it is quicker. But like, you'd think. You've been to Jay Leno's garage. You think whatever Jay's brings is gonna like steal every show, and like no one even looked at it.
He brought a production car. Yeah.
In fact, when I was talking to Jay about the Pagani, Jay's like, "Hey kids, stop leaning on my car," like because everyone's leaning on the Tesla, looking at the Pagani. Because why would you look at the Tesla?
It was hilarious. I mean, I guess they're both technically production cars, but it was hilarious to see what is basically a family sedan.
Yeah,
for lack of a better term, next to the most extreme supercar I've ever seen in my life.
It is a crazy car, yeah, it really is. But Jay's right. I mean, in a straight line, that Tesla basically annihilates everything to 60. Although, Motor Trend did a bad job because we actually tested that SF90, and it is 0.03 of a second slower than the Tesla to 60, and does beat it in the quarter. But we did a terrible job of publicizing it. We're like, it's the fastest gas hybrid we've ever tested, instead of.
Oh, so it gets kind of jumbled up.
Yeah, we miss like 0.03 of a second is like, that's nothing.
Yeah.
You could like, I don't know, take the floor mat out of the Ferrari and even things up,
It is that simple.
Yeah. And the Ferrari's
one
awesome.
less grain of sand on your launch.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, yeah, the Pagani is like, it's cool. And the top comes off. It's awesome.
When we were talking to Jay, well, first of all, I got the one-on-one time with seeing it so close up and personal for so long. You guys kept it there like the whole time, which was awesome. So everybody who came and go, for people who don't know, GVBC is more of a breakfast club, more of an open house than a car show. So it's like people come and go all day long. So there's a lot of turnover. So having the Pagani the whole time is like everybody got to see it.
Yeah,
which was really, really cool. So it was nice to have that time with it. But then on Sunday, talking to Jay Leno about it, he goes. Well, there's a lot of details on that thing, isn't there? And I was like, yeah, but have you looked at any of those details? He's like, yeah, but every time you focus on the detail, you look next to it and there's another detail. And I was like, well, yeah, okay, you got me there for sure. But I just found that it was like looking out into space. It was like each one's a star, and there's a star next to it, and each star is fucking spectacular.
Yeah, it's well said.
I guess he.
No, it's true. I mean, seriously, that's how that interior. I'll actually say this, because that one is like, it's like blackened aluminum, like the Huayras that are more silver-looking aluminum, just more natural metal. Yeah. They're even more beautiful, because I think when you make a dark interior, you kind of lose all the details.
Interesting.
And when in the lighter interior cars that are aluminum, you see everything, and it's even crazier looking.
Yeah.
So, and this one, I will say, they switched out the handbrake. And you said this really beautiful handbrake, and they put in an electric one, because you just have to these days.
That's where we are.
And it's lighter. But anyways, so I missed that detail. Although I have a really funny story about that.
About the handbrake?
Yeah.
Did you pull it at speed? Let's hear it.
No. I was at the atelier one day, as you are. And I know the former translator, because Horatio's English isn't great. He speaks a little English, but he speaks he's Argentinian, Spanish, and Italian. So there's this translator, but
that's Mr. Pagani you're talking about.
This is Horatio, the father.
That's the dad. Yeah.
But so some Chinese journalists showed up, and Chinese journalists have a reputation for asking kind of meaningless questions that most people hate to answer, and it's stuff like. Is the wheelbase and the track, does it represent exactly the golden ratio? And it's just stuff that like engineers are like, what? It's like gets into mysticism. So they were, Pagani was giving the talk, and he's saying how like the rearview mirrors, the wing mirrors look like he modeled them after his wife's eyes. And so one of the journalists, she asked, like, what was the inspiration behind the handbrake? And he goes,
oh no,
yeah, in Italian, my cock. And then walks away because he's just so done with him.
Over it.
Yeah. And looking at it, I mean, it wasn't,
The mirrors were actually one of my favorite details. I thought it looked like a leaf. And ironically, I said to you, look, it looks very natural. It looked like an organic flow, as in like something had just grown. And you explained that it was actually the eyes, or the shape of the eyes.
And the other thing is, those are the smaller Euro mirrors. So if that was a U.S. spec car, it has the same shape, but like bigger.
Oh, really?
Doesn't look.
They
as
have
good.
to federalize it with larger mirrors.
Yeah,
so
that's
at least
how they
Pagani
do it.
made another version instead of just square box.
Excuse me. That particular car is like the 000 car. It's it's the first one out. That car, believe it or not, here's how quick it is. It holds, I believe, the production car lap record at Spa, which is a hell of a track.
Damn,
B for something where the top comes off to hold any kind of record is pretty ludicrous. And
Spa's a nuts track.
it's a
too.
nuts track, and it's a big track. It's 4 miles,
Right.
you know, and in that particular car, and there's a couple different. It was explained to me like when you put this car into race mode, it turns traction all the way off. In the regular car, if you go into race, you still have some traction control. This one, and I did that, and I floored it, and it was just like it's just nuts. It's just the craziest, most fun thing.
I think that's maybe the coolest thing about seeing it up at Breakfast Club was, you know, you get to look at these things in print ads,
Yeah.
and you get to watch the videos on YouTube, and then you get to go to a car show sometimes and be lucky enough to see one in the paint, but you never get to hear it fire up. You never get to see it moving. Seeing it moving, especially in an environment like Angeles Crest with all that nature and everything, the juxtaposition of all of that technology with 700-year-old trees and stuff like that in the background.
Yeah.
Super, super, super cool.
Yeah, I'm
hearing
real-
it out loud in that environment echoing through the canyons. And
Oh, it
everything
was nuts.
Oh my God.
It was
ridiculous.
nuts. It was nuts. It's so loud. In fact, it's not even that loud from inside. Even with the roof off, it's not that crazy loud. But when I was standing there and Jamie took off in it, it was
feel it.
it was nuts.
Yeah.
I should mention it's $3.7 million. So it's like priced like a Chiron, but much lighter. A little less power, but
Oh my God.
yeah.
So, all right, jump into Sunday. When we first, you know, we get there like 8:00 in the morning. We get there kind of early, and
I had no idea, but yeah.
When we first arrived, the only person who got there was right after us was Zuckerman. And he started talking to us about Leno, and how'd you get Leno on the show? Does Leno know you? You know, that kind. He's like, oh, I'm not on that level with Leno yet, like where he knows
Right.
me every time. This whole thing. So we're having this discussion, and I thought to myself, well, I think Leno's been on Spike's podcast before
100
a bunch of
times.
times,
He
right?
calls in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I mean. So it's like, that's not a big deal. But I couldn't figure out the Zuckerman at all. Anyway, so you guys started the podcast. Like the moment you left your crowd of people, you started.
They started before me. I was literally talking to somebody, and I'm like, I think I have a podcast to go do.
Oh yeah, okay, because they were already sitting. Okay.
Yeah.
And then so Jay's still at our table.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I don't know, Spike's here, and I was like, no, they're over there recording, and the whole thing back and forth. And Jay is kind of interesting and weird because he's fucking Jay Leno, but
Jay
yet he's
Leno.
also still kind of a shy guy inside of like, well, I don't want to go bother him.
And nice. Unlike
Maybe.
me, Spike, and Zuckerman, he's a really decent guy. Like, real quick, when we were doing it, this kid, while we're recording, this kid walks up and starts asking Jay a question, and I'm like, hey, buddy, we're podcasting here.
Do you mind?
And then a second, and this is like 30 minutes later, a second we're done with the podcast, Jay's like, do you know where that kid went?
Because he wants to go.
He wants to go talk to him.
pay it
Yeah, which
forward,
is
yeah.
like, I was like, I want to go punch that kid. But Jay's like, So anyway, I'm sorry.
No, it's all the same stuff.
Yeah.
But so he's sitting here at the table, and I said, no, they're doing the podcast.
Yeah.
And I could see he was like, there was a little bit of a little kid, I wish I was doing a podcast. And he didn't say that out loud, but I was like, well, why don't you go over and, just say hello,
Celebrity
sit in
walk
first.
on. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks for the memories. The whole thing that they used to do. And he was like, well, it's not my pod. I mean, he was very serious. He goes, it's not my podcast. He didn't want to like.
Right.
And I was like, I get it.
Yeah, but you're Jay
Jay
Leno.
Leno.
Yeah,
And I said, I bet they would love it. Do you want me to go over with you? He's like, yeah, I'll go over. So that's why I walked him over to you. We got the chair and everything. And I hope you guys didn't mind, but he clearly wanted to be over there.
Well,
it all was
trust
good.
me, despite whatever Zuckerman and I might have felt, Spike was like, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. No, but I'll tell you the funniest thing, too, was that you were so on the spot that Jay comes and he doesn't have a mic yet, so I'm sharing a mic with him, and then he starts kneeling down.
He got on the ground.
So I'm like, dude, I jump up, and he's like, no, it's okay. And I'm like, please, and then you brought the chair over, so it was all saved. But it was good. I will say, yeah, Zuckerman, and it's funny because I've seen Zuckerman around Seinfeld, and like, they're best friends. In fact, when those two are talking, you can't even get a word. Spike can't even talk to Seinfeld. Yeah, and with Leno, Zuckerman just kind of sits there like staring at him, like I can't believe. I don't know. It's funny. It's funny.
I don't know. It was a good one. I hope that I can't wait to hear that episode because
It's
the
gonna
four
be
of you
good.
guys, like there was a lot of laughter coming from around and everything. So
Yeah.
Plus the Tesla v Pagani, that's good.
Yeah, it was. I think it's a good episode. Plus, Jay, you got to listen to it. But he walked out of an airplane. It's just the craziest thing.
You haven't seen the footage
I
yet?
saw it. I was anyway. You got to listen to it. It comes out tomorrow.
Did you know about the Myers-Manx guys and taking that plane and everything, flying it around?
How would I know
Catalina
about
and then
any of that? No.
Well,
I know about cars, just so everyone here is.
Before you got in here, we talked about. I said that the people blowing it up on Instagram more than anybody this week is Myers-Manx. I'm blown away with what they're doing with this plane and these shots of the old buggy on Catalina. It looks like Italy. It's amazing.
Right.
And then they're doing the shot flying around Catalina, and then they're in the cockpit, right? And they got the two pilots in this vintage airplane.
Yeah.
And then the camera goes down in between, and then they open up this little door, and there's a nose cone where you can actually get in and like an observation thing. Well, apparently that nose cone freaking opens because the next one I saw was through the cockpit windows.
Right.
And Jay Leno is through the plane is flying.
Yeah.
Around Catalina Island, in the air, above the ocean, and Jay
feet.
Leno is out the nose, looking in through the windshield of the plane, and we're inside looking out.
I'm ruining your podcast with my cough, but
I hope you're all right.
I've talked too much today. But the plane is 8 feet off the water and going 165 miles an hour and halfway over land. Like it's so. What happened? You'll hear it on the podcast because obviously everyone listens to Spike's Car Radio. But Leno texted that video to Spike, who sent it to Zuckerman, and then it was like, that's got to be fake.
No, it was very real.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. So that's we get into it though. I'll leave you with a cliffhanger though. Could it be fake?
No.
Might it be fake? No, it's a cliffhanger. Yeah, maybe. Deep fake. You know. Are you gonna get sued by Sinatra?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, or the estate of Sinatra.
Oh man.
Yeah. So that was the weekend. That was the podcast with Jay, and it was cool. And I got like, man, like I don't know, like 10 hours driving time with that thing. It was pretty fun overall.
So that was that's where I was going to go with it.
Yeah.
So you show up with it. You talked about it maybe on Thursday, something like that. You show up with it on Friday.
Yeah.
And then you showed up. Do you just keep it for the week?
No.
That's not one you park in your garage at night, right?
No. First of all, I don't have a garage. Second of all, no. I do have a garage. It's filled with whiskey. It actually is right now. That's a long story. But yeah, there are like, you know, up to $1 million. I'll park it at my house. But when you get into like 3.7, when the car is worth more than the house, I don't know. It gets a little weird, you know.
Have they ever asked you? Has anybody ever asked you? Like,
if you saw where I lived, I basically have 3 neighbors. I know them all very well. They all know what I do, and they don't care about anything. One time, and this was probably the car that was like a bit too much. I had a Lamborghini SVJ. It was green.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah. And my one neighbor came out, and he's just like, "What is that?" You know, he's like, "This is insane." And we just looked at it for a while, but. You know, normally I drive whatever, no one cares. I was driving, and this dude, I'll never forget that. And it was a nice car. It's a white 7 Series. I'm going to my house, and it's a 4-lane road near my house, and he is behind me, and he like goes in the bike lane to get around everybody, and then like illegally in the middle of the intersection, kind of goes in front of me. And I'm like, what? And he's just
and
like,
you're in this bright green
Aventador SVJ, $600,000 car, right? And he's just like mad dogging me in the rearview mirror. And we start going, and he's going real slow in front of me because he's gone over like now 2 lanes. So I'm like, So I sort of like change lanes and start to pass him, and then he like, whoa, flies in front of me, gets back in front of me, and hits the brakes and like slows me down. And he's not like gesturing or saying anything, but he just keeps doing this. So I actually just roll past my house. I'm like, I don't want this fucking guy to know where I live.
This behavior is unacceptable, yeah.
Yeah. And then I make a very bizarre left that you would only make if you're going to this particular neighborhood. And he follows me. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of this like lollipop street where it goes around a thing. And we go back, and he's following me. And I call my wife. I'm like, hey, listen, like.
I'm going to be late because I got to lose this tail.
I'm getting back on the freeway, and I'm going real fast for many miles. I'm losing this guy.
Totally.
Yeah, and I'm like, could you call the police? This is his license plate. I think I took a picture of it and sent it to her. And then right when I was getting back on the freeway, he like just floored it and took off like under the freeway. And so I went and exited, turned around, got back, and like hid the car. And I'm like, yeah, maybe it's not good to have stuff like this parked in front of your house.
Oh, I didn't even see. Yeah. I wasn't even sure where you were going.
Yeah.
It seemed like another murder mystery.
No. Luckily, it wasn't. There's no murder, no mystery. But yes, So that car, you know, my friend Jamie Morrow, who he was actually the guy when the Chiron, the Pure Sport were running around L.A. Bugatti brought him in to like sit in the passenger seat to make sure that I don't know what, but anyways,
he was the handler for the car, basically.
Yeah. So Bugatti's insurance apparently is that they have to have a professional driver in the right-hand seat because. I was like, listen, we're going to have 2.
Oh, because it's too much car for most people.
I mean,
is that the idea?
I mean, it could be, but it's just a car. But anyways, that's their insurance. Fine. That's been that way since the Veyron. But the challenge posed to me specifically was we were the only ones where we got the Chiron and the Chiron Pure Sport. And I'm like, hey, Bugatti, wouldn't it be sick to have both cars in motion in a photo?
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we can't do that because we have only one race car driver. And I'm like, well, let's just put somebody else in the car. I'll tell you what, hire me.
Don't you just need you're a racing driver. You've got license.
I don't have a license, but well, that's the thing. I didn't know about the professional driver part. But they're like, at first they said it has to be a Volkswagen employee. I'm like, hire me for a day, pay me $1.
Done.
I'll cash the check and I work for you. And they go, no. So then I know the CEO of Pagani North America, Cedric. So I'm like, bro, fly out! Like, get your ass here!
Yeah.
Like, make this happen.
Or sell it to me for $1.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah. He came back that he can't do it. He has to be a pro driver, and basically because of COVID, Jamie, who is British but he lives in Florida, he was in the States, and they don't have anyone else under contract.
Oh my God!
They're all trapped over in
you
France.
You got the gig.
Yeah, so we couldn't do it, which sucked. But anyway, so Jamie showed up with the Pagani, and they actually had another guy in a support van. I don't know if you saw that, but at one point we took the roof off.
Thing or whatever.
It was a VW, but we took the roof off, and rather than put a $300,000 roof, I don't know what it costs.
It was funny watching you guys.
Very
it back
very
and forth.
light, by the way. But we walked it over to the Volkswagen and stuck it in there. So Jamie showed up with the car, and then we had another guy, Tyler, on Sunday. But yeah, so he met me like at the Shell station on Friday, and then I drove out to Tony, maskless Tony, the British car
Tony Rackley, of course.
Yeah, Tony, yeah,
love him.
But Tony was storing the thing, so
yes,
I drove out to.
He was taking it to Bevel.
Yeah, so I drove out to his spot. Picked it up, met Tyler there, and we drove to Malibu, and I returned it there. And you know what? It was great because I don't have to have it at my house or think about it or anything.
Yeah, that's actually great. So you just picked it right up from Cars.
Yeah.
That's genius.
And then...
That's actually great.
Yeah, and then on Monday...
Keep that in mind for the future.
Yeah, and then on Monday, I'm writing a story about it. I couldn't do the photo shoot. I was doing something else, but I had another guy I work with, Scott Evans, did the photo shoot, and so Tyler, I think, again, met him at Angeles Crest with the Pagani, and they went up there and did the photo shoot.
I was going to say, I saw that it was there again like on Monday or whatever.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Good
what about
car.
the new Radford car? What do you think about that?
Nothing, because
weren't there.
Well, first of all, they moved it to Orange County.
I know. That's what Magnus said, too.
Yeah.
I was like, but it is what it is.
And I was like, does JetBlue fly there? Because I ain't going there for this. Nothing.
Some people did fly, by the way.
I'm
they
sure
had
they
their
did.
planes up to the...
I mean, why wouldn't you? But, yeah.
Why?
I know.
No good reason. Of course you would.
If you have a plane. What are they for? But, yeah, I know nothing about it. I saw the picture on Instagram. It looks red. I don't know. I mean, and it's one of those where there's so many things.
You care as much about.
No, I might care about it a lot. I just like, I was excited. I was like, I'm going to do this. And then they're like, we've moved it from LA to Orange County. And I'm like, fuck that.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a black mark in my book. So I'm sure at some point I will take a look at it, and I'm sure it's awesome.
There's going to be a track day at one point. I know.
Yeah, and I mean Lotus 62 or they're neat cars. It's a 62, right? Is that?
Well, it's a remake. It's a 62 Series 2.
I mean, Series 2. I don't need anything. There's too many Lotuses, but yeah. So I'm sure it's super cool. But I know nothing about it. I don't know the engine.
It's a modern. I think it's the Evora GT underneath. I think some version
so
thereof.
It's
and
like
then it's got the modern.
Yeah,
a modern take on that old look.
So it's just what Lambo's doing with the new Countach, where it's an Aventador, but it's got a Countach body on it.
This
maybe.
Is
an Evora GT with a.
I mean, that is where we're going with the coach building and everything.
Hey, why
so,
not?
Yeah.
I mean, Countach is
but I'll
pretty
tell you,
cool
in
looking.
person, it's one of the best looking cars I've ever seen. And
really?
I'm not wowed.
Ever?
I'm not wowed by the pomp and circumstance of it. You know me.
It's
Okay, that's
it's
two.
Pretty.
All right. Well, like I said, it looked very red.
The heritage. The heritage lineage in the design is all on point, and the I don't know. It's the shapes and the proportions are perfect.
I guess my question is, and
you couldn't make a manufacturer couldn't make this in large scale.
Really?
I don't think they would ever get it approved.
So, because the trick is always, and you see this, they'll do something horrible where they'll put a C1 body on a C5
oh my
Corvette.
God. Yeah.
But the problem is that it doesn't scale right, and the wheels are the wrong size, and that's the trick. Is a Countach had 15-inch wheels. The Aventador has 21-inch wheels,
right?
Or at least the rears are 21. So when you make no one's seen it yet, but this new Countach,
is
that's
real?
Lot bigger.
I mean, everyone's talking about it today, but it's real. It's really happening.
Oh yeah, it's really happening.
Okay,
yeah, I've known about it for quite some time, but
got it,
I haven't seen it. But the car is going to scale up because a Countach was very tiny. Aventador is a much bigger vehicle,
yes.
So you can scale the wheels. The Evora GT is probably a lot bigger than the Series 2 Lotus was.
Oh, yeah.
So you could scale the wheels. That's always the trick. Yeah.
It's just I feel like when you see it, you'll get the proportions.
I can't wait. I mean, I assume it'll be at Pebble, on the concept
it's on its
lawn.
way. In fact, I talked to Ant just a little while ago, right before the show.
Ant. Well, in that case, how's Renee?
We hung out with them.
I know. I saw
Saturday
the pictures.
Night.
I saw the pictures.
You know, she used to work with Renee in the old days with her company.
Renee Zellweger, by the way.
They used to work at the same.
Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good.
When I met her sofa. She was told this was a claim to fame. No, I'm not getting rid of the sofa. It used to belong to Renee Zellweger. So Saturday night, I finally got to get that whole story confirmed. She's like, "You don't have it. You still have it. You don't have it anymore. Who has it? I want to get it back." She wanted to call whoever had it. It was her favorite.
Why
couch.
would you want a sofa back?
Don't know why she got rid of it.
Okay, so the car's going to Monterey. Are you going to Monterey?
No. We're busy here.
Yeah. No, fair.
I'll be driving the Lotus Evora GT here.
Nice.
While you guys are all having fun up at Car Week up there.
I'm working. I'm not going to be having. I screwed up this year.
When do you go?
Thursday. I leave Thursday, drive up, and then come back on Monday.
We were killing time with Paul Kennel earlier, who was live streaming from up there, and it seems like it's already a party.
Yeah, no, I've seen a lot of my friends already up there, and they don't seem sober. So yeah,
right there you go. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
and I'm like, it's Tuesday night. This thing goes till the end of the weekend.
I usually actually get there on Wednesday. So I would normally in normal years I get there tomorrow. For a lot of reasons I'm not doing it this year, but one year I did get there on a Tuesday. And yeah, it's just full swing. I mean, the scale's a little smaller, but like by Wednesday,
I don't have that kind of stamina. We used to do Comic-Con, and it was like that was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and by Sunday night, that train ride home was like you wished you were dead. You felt dead. You felt absolutely dead. Is that how you are after like a Monterey Car Week?
I somehow I can still get really excited about the cars. Like to me, Sunday's almost sacred. Like I know everyone in our circle. They like the Quail because it's more modern stuff, but I really don't care. I really like the lawn on Sunday. I just think it is the finest collection of cars on earth, and I try and take like a couple hours and really just look at everything and photograph everything because...
Is that what people think of when they think of
I don't know
Pebble? Like it's the lawn on Sunday, right?
I just know so many people that are like, yeah, I'm leaving Sunday. I'm like, leaving Sunday? Like get there on Sunday. Are you nuts, you know? And they go, it's just a bunch of old cars, and I'm like, but it's the finest cars in the world, and they're so perfectly curated. And look, I love the Quail. I'm not dissing on the Quail, but you've seen one of those mirrors. You've seen all of those mirrors. They're all kind of the same. They're there every year. If you have a car on the lawn, it can't come back for a decade,
right?
So this will be my 11th year. So I might see something I saw 10 years ago.
Oh, wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, last year
you're there for the B-backs this year.
Yeah. They might, maybe, but are they invited back? I don't know. But they're not even eligible to come back.
Right. It's like winning the lottery
or
something.
And then also, like, the lawn, like, I was there one year, there was 23 Ferrari 250 GTOs. There was,
How do you even get excited?
there was 12 of the 16 Jag XK-SSs. They had... all the Ferrari Testarossas. I don't mean the 80s ones. I mean the one from the 50s, the Scagliettis.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean? Like
the $50 million ones.
Yeah, the lawn is like what it's all about. So I never get burned out. It's like, I get asked this a lot. Like, do you ever get tired of talking about cars? And it's like, no, never. Not for a second, because it's so all-encompassing. There's so much. I love it all. So no, I've been talking about cars all day. I was late.
Your whole life, man.
Yeah, I was filming a show about cars before I got here to talk about cars. So.
Wait, that thing you were filming was the story about the guy you told
me?
No, that was separate.
No, I did a thing about the. I think I am the co-title holder of the largest speeding ticket in the history of automotive journalism.
By
dollar value? Dollars, yeah.
Lay it on us. Let's hear it.
About 20,000 euros a few years ago. So 40,000 combined.
In jail for 40,000
I can't believe I'm not in jail either.
Prison, actually. Prison.
Prison would have been more appropriate.
I'm picturing Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah.
You got shit in your hair and bugs in your beard.
It was not good, but yeah. So it was, and
what happened?
I just told the story. I don't know if I should tell it twice in one day.
Oh, okay.
But
way to tease it here. Where did you tell it so I can send everyone there?
New show from Motor Trend. Yeah. But it's I don't know. It was a pilot.
Fair enough.
Anyways,
We'll
if
move
you
on.
see me in person, walk up. I'll tell you. You know, I don't know if I don't know what I signed. I don't know what I signed.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, but I'll give you the gist is Italy used to be a great place to speed. No longer. No longer is that the case. They got traffic cameras everywhere.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How long ago was it? Can you say that?
Like 2015, 16, something like that.
Relatively recent.
Yeah, but you used to go there and just speed like a maniac. It was Italy. They didn't care. And by the way, the cops would pull you over and like congratulate you. You know what I mean? They loved it.
We talked to somebody the other day who they just did a shoot in Montana, and Montana for a while had no speed limit. Are they back to speed limit?
Okay, so from what I understand, I'm a couple years out of date. They used to not have a speed limit. Nixon put in the double nickel. They had to have a speed limit if you wanted federal funds. So Montana had a speed limit. Wasn't really enforced.
Okay.
Clinton lifts the double nickel, and Montana quickly goes back to no speed limit.
That's what I remember.
And then all the Germans are, because the Autobahn, while it's wonderful, it kind of sucks because it's really crowded and twisty
just
and
a highway.
construction and traffic. They all start bringing their big GT2s out to Montana and killing themselves because while they can own a GT2, they don't drive so well. Yeah, and you know there's like Buffalo and shit like that.
Yeah.
So
nature.
I believe.
Why come up here?
Yeah. So what happens is they put in a speed limit. It's pretty high, but apparently if you get pulled over, and I don't know if this is still true. But this was true last time I read about it. If you get pulled over, you get a ticket. It's I think it's $5 and it's good for 24 hours. Meaning if you get pulled over again, you're like, you already got me. Now remember, Montana's about the size of California with like 1% of the population, which means they probably have like 2 or 3 highway patrol in the whole state. So the odds of you getting caught if you're outside of Bozeman or whatever, pretty low.
Sure.
Much more likely to like hit a buffalo. Now I'm not sure if that's still the case, but years ago I read a story about it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's great. I just love that it's good for 24 hours.
And even the speed limit they did impose is like a Texas, like an 85 or something like that.
Well,
probably.
I'm not up to speed.
But I mean, it's not a double nickel again.
Well,
I bet.
Remember when they lifted the double nickel, everybody went to like 65, but a couple places did 70. You know, and I think Montana was like a 70, and I'm sure
Texas has 80 or even 85 in some
Texas
places.
Texas has an 80. Utah has an 85 somewhere, which is awesome.
I know I've seen one.
My wife got popped in Texas for going 88 and an 80. So
that's the thing. The higher they go, the more strict they are, I guess. Is that the idea?
We were driving a van. It was a really big van.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy was like, "Well, little lady, I pulled you over because you're a woman. You're a woman, basically." Yeah. If he was driving,
you can't handle it.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a really big van.
Oh,
it was
man.
like full size ProMaster, like the extended butt and the high roof and everything.
But full murdering van.
What Murder Factory. Yeah.
Is there anything it's 7:00. Is there anything that we should talk about that we didn't? We got the Pagani out of the way.
Yeah.
Is there anything coming up? You're going to Pebble.
I did a top secret car yesterday. I can't talk about. I was on a 10-day top secret mission. I can't.
Yeah, that's what I really wanted to hear about.
I wish I could tell you.
I know.
You're gonna love it.
I can't wait.
August 31st. I can talk about it.
Oh, that's soon.
That's soon. Before that, I have no memory. I don't know. Something must have happened, but I feel like I was late and I'm coughing and I've ruined your show. So.
No, my God, no, not at all.
Okay,
not at all.
Okay.
I love when you're here. You're like one of our greatest guests. You just you make it so easy for me. You get to just talk and I kind of poke around.
Give me a list of who makes it hard. No, just kidding.
Comedians. Most comedians, because they're just so duck and weavy. And it's like, do you want to talk or do you want to like show everybody how fucking smart you are?
Shtick? Is that the thing?
Most people want to show you how smart they are and they don't have panel experience yet.
Like
people who've been, we have had some people who've like, Carol Leifer's done Carson and every show since.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, no problem.
Dude, I was hanging with Leno.
A professional.
You know?
Yeah, Leno.
I hang
Professional.
with Leno.
Leno just sat there and he
I've interviewed him like a zillion times for Motor Trend. So.
For car stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever talked to him about anything not car stuff? Because I have a little bit more in common with him than car stuff.
Does he have anything to say about non-car stuff? He's never given me that.
We talked about comedy and late night and Letterman and stuff. We talked about Dave and getting the Tonight Show. We talked about all that
you did
shit.
the whole thing. Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I didn't go as deep as I want to. I didn't want to scare him off the first time.
Right.
But yeah, we went there and he was really, really generous and willing to go there.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
I got to start listening to these podcast things one of these days.
I don't do it either.
No, well, my best thing with Jay though I ever did was it was Pebble Beach. And we're doing like a live broadcast. I had a live interview with him. And I can't remember the setup for it, but like I was like, he said something. I'm like, hey Jay, like I know you don't know much about TV, but like just follow my lead. And he was like, that's funny. And so whenever I get a that's funny from Jay, it's happened 3 times, including on Spike's podcast. You can hear it for yourself tomorrow.
If you get a that's funny, it's way better than a laugh.
Yeah,
from a writer or a
because he
comedian.
was like stunned. He was like, oh, that's funny. You know,
It's a yeah. It's like
yeah.
a pat on the back.
So no, I'd never really. That was it. That was the extent of the non-car banter. He was worried about something with a mic or I don't know what it was.
I couldn't believe how he kind of lit up when we got off of cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting because I think of him as a car guy, but I guess I don't know.
I mean, look, I do these podcasts and I only talk about cars. I probably can say something about something else. I don't want to, but I probably could, you know.
You've got other interests, though. I mean, even if it's cigars and whiskey and whatever else,
Cigars,
you have other interests.
Lifting heavy things. I'm very fascinated by that.
Flipping big tires,
You know.
one
Well,
at
I'm
a time.
sure you're aware, like Lauren Shillelagh, he set the record with the Denny Stones just the other day.
Lauren Shillelagh?
Yeah, Big Laws. Yeah. No. 14
Strongman?
feet 10 inches. Yeah, he beat
Strongman.
Brian Shaw's record.
Is he, like,
11
pulling
feet
planes
5
and stuff?
inches. He used to do that. He retired, but he picked up the Denny Stones in Scotland.
I used to love those things. Is that the big? That's the big one. You stand in the middle of it and you walk around with it.
What? No, that's just called a farmer's walk or farmer's carry. But
farmer's
that's kind of what this is. But it's just these 2 huge stones. I think one's 188 kilograms, so that's like 350 pounds. One's 144 kilograms, and they have metal rings drilled into them.
That's it. That's what I got.
Yeah, and
Yep.
so they're called the Denny Stones. So you pick them up.
Oh, double? Not the single?
No.
between the
You
legs.
pick them up one in each hand,
God,
and it's really
yeah.
hard because
Nope.
one weighs 100 pounds more than the other.
So it's not even even.
No, not even. And they're big, awkward stones to hit you in the knee and the shins. But some guys walk with them, and so Brian Shaw, 4 times world's strongest man,
Oh, my God.
greatest American strongman ever. He set the record a couple years ago, 11 feet 5 inches, and no one thought it'd ever be touched. And then Shillelagh, Big Laws, just on a whim, was like, I'll try it. He just retired from strongman, and he beat it. He did 14 feet 10 inches. So if you ever want to do an all strongman podcast, I'm here for you.
I feel like we could do that.
I would
I
love
wonder if back in the day when television was still a thing,
yeah.
I used to watch like ESPN late at night or whatever the
World's
channel that
Strongest
had
Man,
the
the
World's
greatest.
Strongest
Yeah.
Man or those lumberjack ones.
Oh yeah!
Those were
The
great.
lumberjack
Those guys
stuff
were
was
more
crazy.
men than
that
anything
was
I've
that
ever
was
seen.
crazy.
The
yeah,
chainsaw
yeah.
thing when they climbed they
Oh.
cut the whack the thing and
yeah.
climbed the.
Oh my God! That what happened to that?
Unbelievable.
That was fantastic. What
I know.
happened to
Bring
that?
back the deuce.
Yeah, I was hooked on World's Strongest Man, and in college I got obsessed with it. At the time, Magnus Magnuson.
That's the one I was watching during those times.
Yeah, the great Icelandic strongman. He was really dominant. Him and then Mariusz Pudzianowski, the Polish guy, who's the only
really
5-time
He
champ.
really knows his stuff.
No, I really know my stuff. Yeah.
Do you know who Nate Adams is from Chassis Media, Corolla's company?
No.
He's like a car guy too. Talks cars just like you do, but don't get him starting on wrestling, like actual Greco-Roman wrestling. He knows
Greco-Roman
everything or whatever not WWF. Like real
yeah, no, that's
wrestling.
Greco-Roman. Yeah, no,
He's
that's
like an
boring.
actual.
I know
he's an
WWF, the old stuff. Yeah,
he's like Rogan,
Hacksaw,
though, whatever.
Jim Duggan. Yeah.
Do you really?
Oh, I mean, I love all that stuff.
My
yeah.
dad was friends with the other guy, the one who wasn't Hacksaw, the other one, with the rubber bands in his beard.
Captain Lou Albano.
That's the
really?
one. He was friends with Lou Albano, who was his friend, who used to go on his boat before Captain Lou.
I was just
That's
talking
how I
about
met
this.
Cyndi Lauper. True story.
Oh, well, that's true. But I was just talking about this the other day that like WrestleMania 1 might have been the actual most incredible thing that's ever happened in the history of the planet.
It's the first spectacle.
Because you had so the bad guy was Roddy Piper and Mr. Wonderful. So Roddy Piper kind of was a thing. No one really knows Paul Orndorff.
Roddy Piper, the kilt wearing.
Yeah, the kilt wearing Canadian.
Yep.
But you have Hulk Hogan and Mr. T.
Yep.
Okay.
That was one?
That was one.
I thought that was. Oh, I'm thinking of Rocky 3.
Yeah. No, Hulk Hogan and Mr. T.
Yep.
Okay. Roddy Piper, Paul Orndorff. But Liberace's the ring announcer. Muhammad Ali is the guest ref. Cyndi Lauper's there.
yeah.
Like it's like if Liberace and Muhammad Ali to get like if you were writing a comedy, you would cast them as the odd couple, and yet they're all hanging out and wrestling with Mr. T and Hulk Hogan. I mean, it's nuts.
And WWF at that time was the big, like those were the I can't think the Spice Girls or the whatever the hottest ticket celebrity item is
But
at the time.
it was just. That was WrestleMania 1. Like again, like
That's
the
amazing.
Liberace and
Remember
Muhammad
Mean
Ali.
Gene?
Mean Gene Okerlund, the greatest. Yeah, I loved him. Yeah. No, but I mean, like it. And now you watch it, like everyone's just sort of like they're all kind of like just I don't know, just pasty white guys that are just kind of muscular,
Phoning it in.
but they don't like. There was a wrestler named IRS, right? And IRS was like an evil accountant. He wore like a Brooks Brothers suit with the sleeves cut off, suspenders, and had money. That was like that's so brilliant. Like and he like that. Where's that?
And they had the Nikolai Dunkov, the Russian too, to keep the Cold War thing going.
With the Iron Sheik.
The Iron Sheik, of course. Yes, of course.
A friend of mine's father was a sheriff, and he pulled over. I believe it was Nikolai Volkov. No, I think it was Iron Sheik and Sergeant Slaughter, the Great American.
He was from my town.
Yeah.
Wilton, Connecticut.
Okay, so he pulled them both over, and they were like drunk and had cocaine on them.
That sounds right.
But I love that they're hanging out together.
I'll go one further. Sergeant Slaughter used to have a camouflage limousine that he would drive around.
That's the best thing I've ever heard.
I swear to God,
I'm getting one. You've settled it.
It was a legacy limousine in Wilton, Connecticut.
That is the greatest. I mean, of course he did.
Camouflage.
Sergeant. Where's the new Sergeant Slaughter? There's no creativity. Everyone's just kind of mean.
He was on G.I. Joe and everything.
Yeah.
They cartoonized him for G.I. Joe.
No, they really turned him into. But again, now it's like John Cena. He's got a big neck. That was his shtick. Triple H has hair. You know what I mean? Like, there's no.
The Rock didn't. Yeah, that's weird.
But you know what I mean? Like, there was the Junkyard Dog. It was a guy that or Jimmy Superfly Snuka, or he's had these like.
He was the good-looking one. Oh no, there was somebody who was handsome.
Something
handsome.
Oh God,
George the Animal
George
Steel.
Animal Steel.
That was another one. He bit the turnbuckles, right?
You want to know the craziest thing? So George Animal Steel. He had this crazy hairy back and a green tongue, and he'd eat the turnbuckle.
He had the blue one piece.
Yeah, he was a junior high principal, so he only wrestled in the summer. Junior high vice principal, and he only wrestled in the summers
because of school.
Yeah, he was teaching.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's the greatest. The WWF
Andre the Giant,
in the
all
80s.
those guys.
Andre the Giant,
the biggest of all.
It was incredible. Like there was nothing more entertaining. And like Jake the Snake Roberts.
Jake the Snake is the word.
He carried his name rhymed with snake, and they made him carry a snake around. Like it's just. It's literally had like a couple 7-year-olds like coming up with the plot line.
Oh, it was the Garbage Pail Kids. Like, this rhymes.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah, it was so.
For
good.
me, more than the events, it was. And my dad, you don't know this about me, but my dad used to shoot some of this stuff.
Oh,
they did it all in Stamford, Connecticut, where I think WWE.
They're
still
headquartered
is
in
today.
Connecticut. Yeah.
So his company, they used to do General Foods and all this stuff, but they would do some of the promo work for the WWE. So I would go see these tapings in these little rooms. I think I'm going to go see. He goes, "Oh, you want to go see some wrestlers, or whatever?" I think I'm going to the auditorium. You're going to go see all this shit. No, it's just some little room smaller than this where they do all of the recordings for. Oh, I'm going to get you, Hulk Hogan. Like, Hogan. Yeah, all of those like one-off. Shit talking segments, and they were all just lined up almost like an audition, but they all were working. It was just one at a time, waiting to go into the booth.
It's so good. I was just doing my horrible Randy the Macho Man Savage impersonation.
Yeah, well, me too.
Hogan,
snapping to a Slim Jim.
What are you gonna do when the Macho Man comes for you?
Oh, yours is really good.
Well, I can do that voice. That's why I cough so much. But here's the crazy thing. His name was Randy Poffo, and his brother was Leaping Lanny Poffo. He was billed as the poet, and I don't know if you remember this, but he used to read poems about how stupid the other wrestlers were. He'd write these poems.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah, so Leaping Lanny Poffo and Randy Savage were brothers, because Randy Savage sounds a lot better than Randy Poffo.
You remember when they would lower the big steel cage match?
Yeah, so when I was watching, that was super rare. That was sort of like the era just after I stopped watching.
Once a year they would.
Yeah, they would do the steel cage match, and But that's when Cactus Jack and all those guys.
Oh, I'm out at that. But Gravedigger and all that shit.
Yeah, Undertaker. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I meant. Undertaker.
Well,
Gravedigger was the monster truck.
I think. Yeah. No.
Sunday, the Undertaker.
But I think. Well, first of all, there was a guy named Paul Bearer who was this like creepy little troll who had like an urn. He was
Paul
the
Bearer.
manager.
That's right.
Paul Bearer.
Yeah. Oh, he was the guy.
Yeah, but I think there was two Undertakers. The original Undertaker was this incredible athlete. He was like 6'11", but he could do like.
That's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
he was like an Andre the Giant, but he looked like the Hulk Hogan doll.
Yeah, but he could like walk on the top rope. He was super athletic, and then the current Undertaker, as far as I think it's a different guy. He's still around, I think, but he like rides a Harley. That's his shtick. But the last guy was like undead. He would like pop out of a coffin.
Yeah,
like,
and
it was
had
so
the green light
great.
and all that shit.
And then Paul Bearer, like,
effect.
woo, and like, oh, was so good. It was so good. Like it was just.
God,
it was
Americans are so dumb, right? We're like, this is the most entertaining thing
but
we've
it
ever
was the most
seen.
entertaining thing. It was like either that or watch like a Three's Company spinoff. You know, like it really was the best thing on TV. What was it? It was Three's a Crowd. Remember
that was the spinoff.
So bad.
Less than a season.
Yeah.
Jack got married and then they moved above the restaurant.
It was so bad. But you know what I mean? TV sucked.
It was all the worst characters from that show. They're like, let's keep the fucking mean restaurant guy, Mr. Antonio, or whatever his name was, and the stupid cook.
Yeah, and so that TV sucked forever. I mean, it was really, really bad. We look at it, we're nostalgic and rose-colored glasses and all that, but TV was awful, except for wrestling, which was brilliant.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. What are we talking about? Cars?
That was it. We did 12 minutes on wrestling that was unintended. That's amazing.
Oh,
all right,
good,
that's it.
Good. All right,
that's
cool.
it. Get out of here.
I'm out of here.
Jonny Lieberman, people follow you on Instagram at Jonny Lieberman.
Yeah.
How else do they follow you? Anything?
That's really the only way. Yeah.
Read you on Motor Trend.
I'm on Motor Trend. I'm on Spike's podcast every week.
Spike's Car Radio.
Yep.
And most other podcasts you can be found at from time to time.
Yeah, you know, I've slowed down. Now that I'm doing Spike's as a cast member.
Oh, that's a good point. You don't have to as often, too.
I've just slowed
Plus,
it down.
Respectful to Spike.
No, it has nothing to do with respect to Spike.
Zero respect to Spike.
Zero. No, honestly, it's just I don't have that much to talk about. But the other thing, I mean, I used to love doing Farrah's. Like Farrah and I, we've had some legendary, podcasts.
Oh yeah, but you blew it out with was it the Tesla fight?
The Tesla one.
That's epic. That's like the steel cage match. We gotta wait a year.
Well, so he has a clip channel, right? A YouTube clip channel, and they're all like a minute 19, whatever. That's 19 minutes.
Yep.
It's like of just us screaming at each other.
I think it's also like the second or third really highest one too, behind like the Tom Segura.
Yes, I don't know who that is, but there's some comedian that like is popular. Yeah, but for a non-popular,
he comes up to Breakfast Club. Well, you should meet him if he comes again.
Yeah, but no, just Matt and I scheduling. It's literally like I'll say, okay, let's do this day. And I'll text him like, hey, we should podcast. Yeah, okay, what about this day? Great. And then I get assigned something. Can't, I'm out of town. He's like, well, I'm out of town for 3 weeks. Okay. And then this, and we just can never get it together. So we have tentatively for the week of the 23rd, once I figure out my schedule.
Well, if it has been since that Tesla one, then it's almost good that it's been a while for everybody, because that was awesome.
Yeah, no, I've definitely done at least one since then, if not two. But then I've done two, like when Zuckerman can't make it, Spike will call Matt to come fill in for Zuckerman.
Oh, yeah,
so I've done
that's true.
two where it's Matt and I and
Are those
Spike.
good? Or do you like the chemistry with the three of you guys?
I think those are really good, yeah. I mean...
You don't listen to them back, right?
I've never heard a
know the
podcast.
live.
Yeah. The only one I ever listened to, honestly, was this one with Zuckerman. Just because, like, you ever do anything and then a week later you're still hysterically laughing about it?
Yeah.
So
it gets inside.
It was just this one with Zuckerman. He does those crazy insurance stories.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the first one. And, like, it was just uncut Zuckerman where he's saying, like, I can do my Zuckerman impersonation. He's like, picture it, right? Okay, I'm a young lawyer. I'm hungry, right? 7-car pileup, dead bodies everywhere. I'm thinking Porsches, nothing but Porsches, right? I'm rubbing my hands.
Yeah.
I can't wait. And who do I get? I get Flavio with the mozzarella truck, and he hurt his thumb. I'm like, that guy's got a broken neck, and I get the thumb. Flavio, stick the thumb up your ass. And like, he was on fire. And so I listened back just to that part because I had to hear it because it's so funny. But no, there's something magic, and I don't know if Zuckerman does it with anyone else, but like Spike, he kind of he's like, guys, like you're screwing this up. I'm gonna have to edit this. Like, behave yourself. And
he gets everybody on track, or something.
And then Zuckerman and I, we look at each other, and just there's this twinkle in his eyes because he
has that. Yeah.
However old
he's
he
a troublemaker.
is, he becomes this like naughty 8-year-old, and like we're gonna fuck with, we're gonna ruin this commercial to a way that we're gonna lose the sponsor. That's like the goal, is to lose the sponsor. We're gonna be so filthy and horrible that whoever it is, they're no longer gonna advertise.
Yep.
And that's really magic. And I think, like, I love doing it with Farrah. It's great, and we have good car talk. But with Zuckerman, it just goes to this weird place where Spike doesn't know what to do, and it's just we're just outgrossing each other like with whatever, and it's really fun. It's really fun. Yeah, Zuckerman's like, he's literally golden. I mean, he's just the funniest.
He was one of our first guests here, and everything that I thought that we would get from him, it wasn't, and it was the most honest, inspiring, like, I mean, like, really good human stuff. Like, it's almost like a spiritual podcast, kind of a little bit, and it just blew me away, and I loved it. That's double what I came in at.
that's what I love about Paul is that he will always surprise you. You're never going to get what you expect. If you go in for that, he'll pivot. And like it turns out, like the guy is, you know, for a professional ambulance chaser, as he describes himself, you know, he's really, his like heart's in the right place, his politics are in the right place. He really has a ton of empathy. And then he has like the best taste of anyone on planet Earth.
Cars and homes.
Homes,
Furniture.
Forget
all
about
of
his
it.
cars, his homes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I remember he goes, he bought this ridiculous place up in Baldwin Hills, you know, and he's like,
It's my favorite. That's the place he was working on it when he was here, but now it's done and spectacular.
yeah, and that was the best. Literally, I don't know if you heard this story, but me, him, and Spike, we finished the podcast. We're standing there looking at, you know, L.A.
At the pool?
And yeah, at the pool, and Paul says something like, this is my favorite house. And like Spike's like, it's so relatable, you know.
What a dick.
Yeah. It was great. But
This is my favorite house.
Yeah, but he just bought it and it hadn't been decorated yet. And I have a couple.
It was
friends.
after the fire, right? It was right after the fire.
I don't know exactly when, but you know, he just and I'm looking around and I have a couple of friends that are like interior designers and architects. I go, if you need any help, and he's like, no, I'm gonna do it myself. And I'm thinking like,
what could he do?
This is gonna be terrible. This is gonna be nothing but like a Porsche parked in the living
He
room.
restored it to like its original grandeur.
Better.
But
No, it's like
the turner, the sofa, the round shape.
Yeah.
Like he had all that made almost like the original photo.
Yeah. Oh, it's just fantastic. So like, so I love Paul because he's very surprising and he's a filthy, disgusting human.
He'll
being.
go anywhere. Yeah.
Oh, he's great. He's great.
All right, Jonny Lieberman, you're amazing. Follow him on all the stuff. You're not on YouTube, only on Instagram. Follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube too. Motor Trend stuff on YouTube. I'm all over the place.
Yeah,
but Instagram, that's.
But that's where you're gonna go. And we'll see you Friday. No, we won't. You're gonna be up at Pebble Beach.
The week
Have a great
after,
time.
I'll probably be back. But no, I won't. I'll be in San Francisco the week after.
Well, don't worry about it, but have a great trip.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
I love you. We love you. We all love you at home. Thanks for watching. This has been a marathon episode. 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's the longest we've ever gone, I think.
Yes.
So may as well. Time to wrap it up. We love everybody. Have a great night.
Okay. Cheers.